or not. And they have some very talented kids. But I think you look at that, what did they do? What did they do to give us trouble? And then you try to,
They had some
you
big
know,
end
come up with,
rusher
yeah,
and
yeah.
the
And the number one kid, the Voth kid that we talk about at middle backer, he did a great job of jamming the edge. So what are our answers for that? How do we counteract what they were doing? And so I think you come up with answers for that, some contingency plans. If they do that again, it's giving us trouble. This is our answer. This is what we do. This is how we block it. This is how we attack it. This is what we call. If they're giving us that same look, and then I think you judge this year's personnel of what did they do well on defense. We have to prepare to stop that offensively, and then same offensively. What is their identity this year? Where do they hang their hat on? What do they do really well? And I think defensively, we always want to stop what they do really well. We always say if they can beat us doing their second, third, fourth option stuff, then they may be better than us, and tip your cap to them. But we want to stop what they do well and make them get out of their comfort zone and make them do something different than they normally do to beat us. And then offensively, we want to figure out creative ways to do what we do well, no matter what they do against us defensively. What look did they give us? And then how can I tweak that slightly? And how can I do some stuff off of it, play action, whatever, to make them think and back them off? And so that way we can do our stuff.
And coach, piggybacking off of that, what are some of the challenges with seeing a team in back-to-back years from a film standpoint with a team? And this can be said about any team, but especially this Cheney team, who, like you mentioned, their personnel is completely different after their superstar quarterback is now gone. Or this Jackson Both kid, he's matured since last year and has gotten a lot stronger and faster. What are some of the challenges with that at the high school level, where you see a team back-to-back years, but the teams are completely different at times, like this year?
Yeah, I think it's more challenging early in the season. I think the later you get, you kind of get a sense of their identity. Every team has an
Mm-hmm.
identity. Every team has something they hang their hat on. And like I said, we when you get three films on them like we have, uh, you start getting an idea of what they hang their hat on, what they do well. What do they go to when it's 3rd and 10? What do they go to when it's 3rd and 2? What do they like to do on first downs before the 50? What do they like to do on first downs on your side of the field? Uh, I think you start getting an idea now. Obviously, every coach and Coach Weirman's a good coach, is going to do the same thing and try to break some of those tendencies. But then again, we're all creatures of habit, and we all have our comfort zones. Like, man, we run this really well. For us, it's power. We want to be able to hang our hat on power and say no matter what they're giving us as a front, we can run it because we're going to get hats in the hole. We have different calls for it, the way we block the scheme, but overall it's the same scheme, and we want to get downhill. We want to establish ourselves. That's what we want to be able to run no matter what front we're facing. And they have similar type plays and formations and things that they're comfortable with. So I think every game, that's what's so fun, is a chess match, and you try to figure
Yeah.
out how you can do that and then put your kids in the best chance to succeed and then hopefully go do it on Friday nights.
how excited are the kids for this game? I mean, this is kind of that one
Yeah.
mid-season game that we're 3-0 going into this one. If we can come away with the win on this, good things look like they could happen. We still got some tough road games and some
Yeah.
home games, but this is kind of a benchmark of the
Sure.
season. What's the kids' mindset been this week?
Well, it's been a
First game
benchmark
of
for us
district
the
play
last,
too.
Yeah,
yeah,
district play.
last 2 years. I mean, it's a huge game. We've talked about we really want a week 9 home game. And to do that, you got to get first or second in your district, so this is a huge game for us. And Cheney's kind of been the Titan for us the last 2 years. I mean, they're the team that's kind of humbled us. We were 4-0 when we played them last year, and they beat us, and then they whipped us pretty good 2 years ago. Um, so I think it's a benchmark game for us. I mean, Cheney's a good program, an established program, one of the top programs in the state, and so man, if you can't get your juices flowing and get excited to play in a game like this, I don't know what to tell them. Our attitude's been great this week. We had morning practice yesterday, had afternoon practice today, and our kids have attacked it. I think they're excited. I think we got a bunch of kids that live for Friday nights. They're ready. They know it's going to be a big crowd. They know it's going to be a big game, and I think our kids, I don't worry too much. They usually rise to that level and play up, and they're going to give Cheney their best shot on Friday night.
Austin, you
And
got
coach,
anything? Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Looking at this team, what are some things that you've been focusing on this week in practice defensively against a sophomore quarterback and a different offense in this Cardinals team than what we saw last year?
Well, I mean, they still sling it a lot. I mean, that quarterback can really throw. The sophomore kid, the Burdick kid, he has a great arm. He has good touch, anticipation. When he gets his feet set, he's a really accurate kid. I think the big thing with any kid, any whether senior, sophomore, is getting them uncomfortable. We talked about that in week 2 with Heston, with the Ferrales kid, is getting them off their spot. And it's not just getting their feet off their spot; it's getting their eyes off their first read. And when you can take their eyes off the first read and get their eyes somewhere else and their focus somewhere else, when you can't sit there and throw in rhythm, it makes it harder. Because even when you snap your eyes back to someone, even if they're open, now all of a sudden your eyes, your feet, everything's got to be working in concert. Your back hip's got to point where you're throwing. And so we want to get them off of that as much as we can, get them uncomfortable. And like I said, they run a ton of bubbles, a lot of stuff on the perimeter, on the edge. They block really well out there. So we've worked really hard on being able to get off perimeter blocks, being able to diagnose that so we can get there before they start blocking us, because they're long and athletic, and we don't want them to lock us up. So I think the big thing is getting them in predictable situations where we can dictate what they do offensively, and when you cut down their options offensively of what they can run, you can then force certain stuff defensively, and that's what we want to try to do Friday night.
Oh, I think it's gonna be a heck of a game. We're all looking forward to it. Easy 45-minute drive. Pratt should have a good crowd heading over that way. Yeah, it's gonna be good weather. Good weather tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Now, are you all done with Cheney, Austin? We gotta get onto our. I don't know if this is a fun segment or not. I'm not sure what this has turned into.
I'm terrified for this segment, especially because I heard Timish's voice and then I heard rumblings at school of other stuff. So this is the most nervous I get all night.
Are we ready to move on, Austin?
I'm excited. I don't even know what's about to happen, but I'm excited.
I don't either. Like I said, I'm not sure where this show is heading from here. No, yes, I did. I did vet these. They're not too bad. Okay, we did start kind of opening up the phone lines, in the last week or so, and we finally got some takers. So we've got some questions coming in from Greenback Nation. I don't know what we need to call the Greenback fans.
That's good.
Greenback Nation.
I like that.
Let's call that. But the first one. Now, last week I read the one from Liggett. And I said, I'm not reading another one of those. If you want to send that in, you've got to call it in because that was too long. So after 5 attempts, he finally got it sent to me. That's
his rambling nature.
Yeah. Well, wait till you hear this one.
Boy.
This first question is from a concerned Greenback fan, Derek Liggett. Let's bring him up on the phone line. We'll see if we got the technical difficulties worked out here. Here we go.
Hey, Cody. Thanks for having me on this show.
It's working.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Hey, I got a concern for you guys. Everybody knows Coach Strong is big into fitness and weight loss. And I heard through the grapevine that he recently purchased a laser that shrinks people as his newest diet fad, similar to the one kind of they use on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Anyways, my concern is that if he doesn't know how to properly use it, he might accidentally misfire it and shrink the Greenback football team. If for some reason the Greenbacks show up to Cheney Friday night and get off the bus and they're all 18 inches tall, how do you think that game's going to turn out? Now, I'm assuming that Coach Holting's still going to be able to lead us to victory, but I think it's going to add a lot more stress to his life. My prediction is the mini Greenbacks 18, Cheney 12. What's your guys' thoughts?
Yeah. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear your thoughts after that, Brent.
My thought is, how are you going to get advertisers putting that on air? That is my thought.
That's why I told him, I said, if you can't figure out how to send that, then I am not reading that.
I want to know where that where his line of thought comes from. I want to know what he does at night.
I don't know. But we appreciate the phone call, Liggett, from a concerned Greenback fan. We appreciate the concern.
It would probably be hard to hold on to the football if we were that.
See, I don't think he took that into consideration.
18 points, even though we're 18 inches. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Whew, that one's a lot. Okay, next caller.
And the poor Coach Strong, just taking strays.
I know, always taking bullets from Liggett. Yeah. Okay, next caller. This one, I think this one's a little better for you. Okay. We might actually get an answer out of it. This one, Eric Timish. Here we go.
Hey guys, Eric Timish here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. This question goes out to Coach Holting. I've noticed over the past years how passionate and dedicated you are to the game of football. Can you share what drives you to be this way? Also give some advice to the young kids just starting to play the game, or even the kids that aren't sure whether or not they should play, maybe to help them understand what makes this such a great sport. Thanks.
Hey, that's a great question.
Yeah, first off, Eric, thank you for a great question. Okay, Coach, let's get your thoughts on that one.
That's a great question.
Eric 1, Liggett 0.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Of course. I think For me personally, I grew up in a family, to be quite honest, I had an uncle who was a coach, and he was a great coach, won several state titles in softball, and he would always bring us, played against sports. He lived in Salina. Really, what we had for toys as kids was sports equipment. I mean, that's what we had growing up. I grew up on a farm, and we had to work a lot, and when we had fun, we played sports. And so, I was the youngest of four, and we competed in everything. Competition just became second nature. We competed in every single thing we did. And I think that grew. My dad was a big football fan. My mom loves football. And then, coming from Opie, obviously a big football tradition. Football was my love early on.
From Cheney, America, as the Greenbacks, undefeated on the season, travel to take on the Cardinals. Game 1 of district play. And Cody, what more needs to be said other than that? A big game here tonight on the road for the Greenbacks.
Yeah, big game, big district game, and a revenge game for the Greenbacks too. Cheney was one of the teams that got us last year. A different looking team that we're going to see this year from Cheney, but still is going to be a formidable team.
So I mentioned district play, and we'll be talking about that quite a bit tonight, as looking at the district assignments for Class 3A this season. The Greenbacks in Class 3A District 7, which includes the Panthers of Nickerson, the Vikings of Smoky Valley, the Cardinals here of Cheney, the Indians of Andale, the #1 team and reigning state champions, and your Pratt Greenbacks. So, if the Greenbacks, you have to be the top 2 teams to host a playoff game, Week 9 game. You have to host a playoff game. You have to be in the top 2. So, it's really, you don't want to say who knows what could happen, but it's really a battle for second place with Andale being in the same district. So, almost a must-win game here for both teams.
That's assuming a lot, Austin.
It's assuming a lot, but boy, it would be quite a miracle. A battle for second place, and so here between the Greenbacks and the Cardinals, there's a lot at stake here, and both teams know it.
Yeah, it is big. Getting that first round home game is huge. That keeps us from having to go back out to Holcomb or to Scott City or one of those big, long western road trips. So
exactly,
this game is big for both teams.
Because yes, Cody just hinted at what's at stake here. The Greenbacks are matched up with Class 3A District 8, which includes Colby, Goodland, Holcomb, Hugoton, and Scott City. So all the teams on the farthest western corner of the state of Kansas, and then the northwest corner with Colby and Goodland. So hosting a game versus traveling to Holcomb or Hugoton like the Greenbacks had to do last year, much different story.
Yeah.
And so the Greenbacks again come into the contest 3-0 on the season after a win over Halstead last Friday night, 40-7. And Cody, you mentioned that this game last year, this was the first game that the Greenbacks lost, was to the Cardinals. But this Cardinals team a little bit different with a sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, we were talking with some Cheney folks earlier, and they even mentioned it. Just a younger team, a little bit younger, a lot of talent, but not quite seniors yet. So a lot of kids, this is only their 4th varsity game. So we hope that plays in Pratt's advantage tonight.
It'll be interesting. Again, sophomore quarterback at the helm, Josh Burdick, man. But of course, this is a Cardinal team. Even without Harrison Voth, they still will throw it a lot. 50 completions on the season, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns through the air, and 3 interceptions. And then that #1 wide receiver and probably #1 overall player for the Greenbacks, or for the Cardinals, I should say, this season, Junior Jackson Voth, their wide receiver, 25 receptions on the season and a couple touchdowns as well. We'll say his name a lot.
I was just going to say the same thing. We're going to be saying his name a lot tonight. He caused havoc last year as a sophomore from that linebacker position. You can only think that a year more under his belt playing varsity football, he's gotten that much better.
These Cardinals got off to a little bit of a slow start this season as they hosted Kingman, who is one of the best, if not the best team in Class 2A, lost 28-14, but ever since then, 37-7 win at Garden Plain, and then a 55-7 win here last week against Douglas, and they've only given up 7 points a game in their last 2 and scored above 35 in each of those 2. So game 1, a little shaky, and then they've really gotten into a rhythm now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from, like you said, Garden Plain, Douglas. It'd be kind of like judging us against our Larned and Halstead. Big scores, but you're really not sure what to take away from those. So, and even a week 1 against Kingman, that week 1, we saw it last year against Hoisington. That wasn't a true indicator of how Hoisington was. They were a much better team than the points we put up on them. So that Kingman-Cheney game could have been a similar situation. Just like we said, a lot of young kids for Cheney. Week 1, a lot can happen. So, like I said, I think Cheney's going to be a good team. It's going to be a good night. Great weather. Friday night, man, We got a good booth we're in. This is great.
Hey, what more can you say? It's fantastic. We got a lot of Greenback fans across the way, and of course a good Cardinal crowd here. It's senior night for Cheney. They've already had 2 of their 4 total home games this season. So tonight's number 3 for them in terms of playing at home. So tonight's their senior night, and then their final home game of the year will actually be their homecoming. So kind of an odd circumstance, but we're ready for some football. Well, you're tuned in to Greenback football here on True Country. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Get you set for kickoff.
All right, I think we got the live stream going. So if you're watching the live stream, we appreciate it. Had some difficulties earlier, but I think we're going. Not going to be a whole lot of back and forth on the live stream, except during commercial breaks, maybe on the radio. Yeah. So halftime, post game, we'll try to stay with you.
Let's go. Inner Sandman. Have you seen that yet? That Virginia Tech thing?
Yeah, somebody sent me that. They're like, you need to do this.
Okay, man. It's epic.
It is good.
West Virginia killed them last night, though.
Let's see. We are mic'd up still.
Yes.
All the time.
And we're live. Welcome back to Cardinal Field here in Cheney, Kansas. Thanks so much to Carl Rada back in the studio. Austin McNorton, Cody Isis here with you live on the calls. The undefeated Greenbacks travel to take on the 2-1 Cardinals. Game 1 of district play. Like we mentioned, this game has a lot of impacts in terms of postseason alignment, whether or not the Greenbacks will be at home in Week 9 or travel on the road to likely a Holcomb or a Scott City. We'll just see how it all shapes out. But the Greenbacks come into the contest 3-0 on the season after last week traveling to Halstead and winning 40-7, defeating Larned 67-0, and defeating the Swathers of Heston at home 28-14. Now last year these two teams met. It was homecoming. Both teams came into the contest 4-0. It was the high school game of the week across the state of Kansas, and Cheney got the victory 27-14 with superstar quarterback Harrison Voth at the helm. Now, here's another big stat for you, and we'll see if the Greenbacks can pull off the upset here tonight. The Greenbacks have never beaten the Cardinals in school history. So we'll see if it can be done here tonight.
Now, I will say, we've only played twice.
Right.
So school history sounds like there's this long, outstanding battle between Pratt and Cheney, and that's not the case. We've always been kind of different sized schools, so just haven't quite ever matched up in classification or postseason play. But now things have changed a little bit. But I think this is going to be the start of a really good rivalry for a long ways out in the future.
Absolutely right. We have kickoff as the captains come out to midfield. Expect the coin toss. We'll have kickoff for you next. It's your 3-0 Greenbacks taking on the Cardinals of Cheney. We'll be back in 60 seconds, live for kickoff.
Number 18, defensive back, Carson Middleton. Defensive lineman, number 54, Ethan Hall. And defensive lineman, number 55, Colton Rolla.
All right, if you're watching on YouTube, we don't have the clock, but we've got the score. Austin will keep us updated.
I'll say the clock a lot, don't worry.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Cheney, Kansas. Austin McNorton and Cody Eastis here with you live. Thanks so much to Carl Rada back in the studio. An absolutely phenomenal crowd on an even better night for an even better football game as your 3-0 Greenbacks take on the 2-1 Cardinals of Cheney as the coin toss is complete. And what a great crowd here tonight, Cody. Exactly what we expected.
Yeah, we knew Pratt would travel well. It's an easy 45-minute drive on the 4-lane, so I wasn't disappointed. I knew we'd see a good crowd over there in the stands. I thought they might even be a little more full than that. We got some time here before kickoff, though, but if they're going to get here, they better get here quick.
Again, you're tuned in to True Country, the Mighty 1290 KMM 96.7 KSOB. You can tune in with us on the Rockingham Media app, centralksradio.net, and Cody Eastis. Follow him on Facebook and find the YouTube page, and we're on there as well for the live stream video with our audio. Should be a lot of fun here tonight. Greenbacks win the toss, elect to defer to the second half, and they will kick off as the field is set up here west to east, and the Greenbacks will be kicking it west to east, left to right on your radio dial. Pratt comes out in their all road white uniforms, white pants, white jerseys, green numbers, green helmets, and gold stripe down the side. Cheney comes out in their home red uniforms, white numbers, white helmets, and blue pants, featuring the red and blue Cardinal uniforms.
What's the over-under here, Austin? We seeing the ball in the end zone, in the uprights?
The wind is almost non-existent. If anything, it's coming from the north a little bit. It was that after that cold front moved through yesterday with the rain and the cold weather, it's now kind of warmed up here for the Schooler Grain weather update here. We are looking at a kickoff temperature now of, let's see if it'll pull it up here in Cheney, 76 degrees, no wind, as Adrian Juarez is set to go left to right, and we are underway here in Cheney, Kansas. Back deep to receive, and it's 5 feet into the end zone, and the Cardinals will set up 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line after another great kick.
Yep, and it wasn't quite past the end zone, but into the end zone. And again, I'll say it all season long, just the weapon that is to be able to not even give them a chance at a return and to stick them starting on their own 20. There's 25 now, 20, yeah. That's huge.
Yeah. So here we see the sophomore quarterback, Josh Burdick, at the helm for the Cardinals as he tries to lead his team down the field right to left. The Cardinals jumped out on front last year to a 7-0 lead when Harrison Voth touched the ball for the first time. Burdick in the backfield, a man coming across the formation in motion. High snap, up the middle, blown up in the backfield, and Easton Rector is there to make the tackle on Caleb Weirman, the running back.
Well, we've talked about him all season, all week. And Easton, the first name we called tonight, a huge play. And that's going to be one of the keys of the game, is our big front four should be able to overmatch that front line from Cheney.
James Baker and Easton Rector were the first two back there. Rector was the one who was able to wrap up Caleb Weirman for a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 Cardinals from their own 18-yard line going right to left. 11:29 to go here in quarter number 1. We're scoreless. Trips to the near side. And now it goes empty in the gun. Looks to throw out to the flat. A pump fake. Has time to throw. Looking way deep down the field and overshoots his intended target down here on the near sideline. He was looking for number 15, the wide receiver for the Cardinals. And that's Coulter McDaniel, the junior.
And I think he's one of their athletes. He was the one that took that kick, wasn't able to have a chance of returning it. But usually you've got some of your good athletes back there deep returning the kick, and he was the one that got that one. So look to be throwing the ball his way tonight.
11:18 to go in quarter number 1. 3rd and 12, the clock stopped for the Cardinals back on their own 18-yard line. How momentous would it be if the Greenbacks get a 3-and-out here on first possession? Trips to the near side, 2 wide receivers to the far side as Burdick is empty in the gun. 4 linemen up for the Greenbacks. Burdick under pressure immediately, running back to his end zone. Now creates time, rolling towards the sideline, and the pass is caught by Jackson Voth. And wow, it is caught for a first down. That's perfect coverage, just a better catch.
I was about to start hooping and hollering because I thought J.R. intercepted the ball.
Brent Holting furious. He said it hit the ground, and honestly, it was close. Brent had a great view of it, getting in the ear of the official on the far sideline, but it's a first down after a gain of about 15 on 3rd and long.
Wow, and a really big first down, too. Like you said, the momentum that would have changed there with us getting a 3-and-out to stop them deep in their own territory, and now they move the chains and on to fresh downs.
1st and 10 Cardinals on their own 34-yard line going right to left. Fakes the handoff to Weirman in the gun, and now Burdick will keep it himself up the middle before J.R. Johnson cuts him down after a gain of 4 with 10. The clock is pretty far away, 10:40 to go here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, and good containment there by Max Uni to not let that play bounce to the outside. He forced it back in, and J.R. was able to clean it up.
Jackson Voth keeps the drive alive with a throw after Burdick avoided the pressure from Easton Rector. 2nd and 6 Cardinals on their own 37-yard line. Weirman to the left of Burdick in the gun. And now it's a high snap. It goes over Burdick's head, and he has to fall on it all the way back on his own 26-yard line. A huge loss on 2nd down.
All right, now we got a chance to maybe get some of those yards back that we gave up on that 3rd and long. A big play there by Cheney, not getting that snap. God, that's costly. We saw that a lot over here Monday in our 7th grade game. You can't have it at the varsity level. It just kills you.
That is the 2nd time there's been a high snap tonight for the Cardinals. Burdick caught the first one. That time it went too far over his head. And Josh doesn't stand out there too tall, 6 foot, as the sophomore quarterback, and that one was about 3 feet over his head. 2nd, and that makes it now 3rd and 18 for the Cardinals, back on their own 26-yard line. Receivers to either gun with Burdick back alone. Now he rolls to his right, under pressure, and Drake Van Stoik is there for the sack all the way back at the 11-yard line, a huge Ag Astra sack.
And I think we're going to get a flag on that play, but we'll decline that because that's probably going to be holding on the offense. Huge play by Drake.
The flag is thrown at about the 27-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. It is a hold against Cheney. They tried to hold Drake, and it didn't matter. He got to the quarterback. It's 4th and forever, back on the Cardinal 12.
This is what you like to see if you're the Greenback defense, not letting that first drive where they picked up that 3rd and long kind of get you defeated and deflated a little bit. You kind of dig deep, grind, and get going, and now we'll force the 4th down punt here.
4th down, and they got the Greenbacks to jump, and they throw the flag. So what was 4th and 18 is now 4th and 13.
And that doesn't do a whole lot if you're the Greenbacks, but all that does, it gives Cheney a little bit more room to get out of their end zone when they're putting that ball here. So it's not going to pick up the 1st down and really change the play calling here for Cheney, but it does give you a little bit more safety.
And you know the Cardinals likely trying to avoid the elusive Johnny Martinez. They're lined up as if they're going to go for it, but I can't imagine they would do so. 17 on the play clock, and now Burdick steps back to punt. And he will. It's a line drive punt caught by Martinez at the 50. Johnny cut down. That might have been a touchdown saving tackle made there. Yeah. But the Greenbacks have it inside of Cardinal territory to set up their first possession of the game on the 45-yard line going left to right.
That was athlete on athlete there. Jackson Voth, number 1, was the one down there. Well, when that ball was in the air, I'm thinking, who's still kicking to Johnny Martinez? I guess if you got an athlete like Jackson to send down as your gunner and get down there first, you might take your shots, but that could prove costly here before long.
Martinez had the 91-yard kick return last week against Halstead. 1st and 10 Greenbacks on the Cardinal 45-yard line. 9:04 to go here in quarter number 1. We're scoreless. Low snap. Carson Hamey takes it up the middle himself for a short gain of about 2 before several Cardinals dive in there. The first number I saw was Hudson Ditchin.
Yeah, now we'll see what the Greenbacks can do with pretty good field position already across the midfield 50 there into Cheney territory. And again, I'm going to go back to that kickoff again. That's what that kickoff does for you. Even a big play picked up by Cheney, they still got a punt after a 3 and out.
Carson Hamey, that's his 22nd carry of the season, 119 yards now for him on the year and 2 touchdowns. 2nd and 8 Greenbacks on the Cardinal 43-yard line. Hamey in the gun, hands off to Martinez off to the left side. Johnny bounces it to the 40 before he's thrown out of bounds by Coulter McDaniel on the far sideline. After a gain of 3, it's 4th and 5 Pratt.
And that's that speed.
3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, yeah, 3rd and 5. That's a little bit speed that we haven't seen from a defense yet this season, able to get on that outside and chase Johnny down.
Clock stops at 8:24 to go here in this first quarter. This is the first drive for the Greenbacks of the night. It's 3rd and 5 on the Cheney 40. You wonder, probably likely 4-down territory here based on where the ball's at. Hamey in the gun, Uni to his left. Direct snap will go to Max this time up the middle. He fights forward, and he's stopped 2 yards short. That's not a great play on 3rd down, and Greenbacks will be 4th and 2 now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Holting decides to do here on a 4th and 2. That position, what you're on Cheney's 36, 37-yard line, I think it's 4-down territory, though, still, Austin, here.
4th and 2 is pretty favorable for this Greenback offense, and you hear a lot of coaches starting to talk more about sequencing drives. They like these 4th and shorts, 3rd and shorts, and here's a 4th and short for the Greenbacks, which does pay off well for their offense. They average 228 rushing yards per game. Hope to get 2 here to keep the drive alive. Hamey in the gun. Hands off to Uni off to the right side. Max fights forward and gets the first down right at the 30. Wow, the near official marked him short. The far official is now marking him short too. Oh my goodness.
I don't like that spot one bit. I don't think Coach Holting does either. Far official was across the 35-yard line, and then when he saw the near official, he came up to that spot.
So the Cardinals get the turnover on downs as Max Uni got 2 yards, but the officials mark him short. It's 1st and 10 Cheney now on their own 36-yard line, going right to left with 7:16 to go here in quarter number 1. My goodness.
Yeah, that would have been a big one there. Now we get the ball back to Cheney with decent field position for them to start at here.
Wide receiver to either side as the Cardinals go in the I formation this time. Pitched out to the backfield to Weirman, who has a lot of room to run. There goes Weirman all the way to the 49-yard line, and Johnny Martinez cuts him down.
Yeah, a big pickup there for Cheney to start the drive as they cross midfield. See what the Greenback defense can do here. A little bit of speed there. Again, that speed, we saw it on defense. Now we're seeing it a little bit on the offensive side of things.
1st and 10 Cardinals. They spot it just shy of the 50 on their own 49-yard line. Far hash is where they spot the football. 6:52 to go here in quarter number 1. Still scoreless. Second drive of the game for the Cardinals. Wide receiver to either side as they're in the I formation again. This time, same play, other side, and Drake Van Scoyk is there to meet him for a gain of 2 after the pile gets pushed forward.
Yeah, that pile fell forward about 2 or 3 yards.
Because Van Scoyk met him at the line of scrimmage, but then got backpedaled about 2.5 yards. It's 2nd and 7 for the Cardinals. Now inside of Greenback territory for the first time tonight on the Greenback 48-yard line. I formation again. That's 3 times in a row now for the Cardinals, with a fullback in the game and Weirman in the way backfield. Burdick under center, now looks to the sideline for the play call as we are at 14 seconds on the play clock. Now comes under center, handoff goes to the fullback, and that goes nowhere as Easton Rector is there to grab Hudson Ditchin for a gain of nothing.
Yeah, Easton and Keyrell both right in there to stuff that hole, and Cheney's going to be faced with a favorable down here for the Greenbacks. 3rd and about 7 here.
3rd and 7 Cardinals.
I'd say they're in 4-down territory too, though.
Right,
Austin.
Based on where this is at, the Greenback 48-yard line, 3rd and 7. 5:44 to go, and what's already been a pretty quick first quarter. As there's a lot of time here as the Cardinals now come to the huddle with 16 on the play clock and now break it. 3rd and 7, a big play here under the I formation again, and Burdick goes under center. Ball in between the hashes. The snap throws out to the flat, and that might have been tipped. It was either tipped or not gathered great by Burdick. It was thrown really kind of a duck out to the flat.
Yeah, a duck's the nicest way to describe that. It was going end over end, and someone either had to get a hand on that or he just never got his fingers set on the laces before he turned and throws. A quick pattern. I don't know if he got his hand set on there the right way.
The closest person to the football was Adrian Juarez for the Greenbacks, and he was still about 5 yards shy. So it's 4th and 7 now for the Cardinals. 5:22 to go here in the first quarter on the Greenback 48-yard line. You wonder what head coach Shelby Weirman does in this situation. 2 wide receivers to either side. Burdick in the gun awaits the snap with 5 on the play clock. They might have been trying to draw the Greenbacks offsides again, and now they will step back and punt it. A quick punt, nobody back to receive for the Greenbacks, and it will bounce all the way to the... He is in the, where they spot it, he was in the end zone, but they're going to spot it at the inch line. Unbelievable.
I thought the ball takes him into the end zone. Is it not a touchback? Maybe I don't know my rules well enough, but I thought he had to stop that ball before he got to the end zone.
His feet, half of his body was in the end zone, but the ball never got there. So the Greenbacks will have to try and go 99 yards now here on their second drive of the game. 1st and 10 Pratt back on their own 1-yard line going left to right. Ball's on the near hash. Greenbacks in the end zone set up their offense. Really nervous here. Hamey with Uni to his left. Hamey will take the direct snap. Carson has a little bit of room, trying to get breathing room. He gets up to the 6 and a gain of 5 on first down.
Yeah, you're not trying to do anything big there. You're just trying to get something safe and get you out of that end zone a little bit, similar to Cheney down there on that punt. Just get yourself a little cushion to work with where that end zone's not pressing on your back so much.
A big hole that time cleared by the new center for the Greenbacks tonight. Drake Van Scoyk moved to the center position. Easton Rector moved to the outside tackle position for the Greenbacks.
Yeah, 4 different linemen in 4 different positions tonight. Really, a lot lot of tinkering, and we'll see if it pays off tonight.
2nd and 5, Greenbacks on their own 6-yard line. Hamey will take the direct snap again, bounces off of a tackle up to the 9, and he'll be about 2 yards shy again for Pratt before he's pushed back by Jackson Voth and company.
Yeah, Cheney comes running out of the pile with the ball in their hand there, but forward progress had been stopped as Hudson Dighton.
Greenbacks need to get to the 11 to continue the drive. It's 3rd and 1, 4:15 to go here in the first quarter. We're scoreless. This is the Greenbacks' second drive of the football game, and what's been a great defensive battle here so far. The Greenbacks would like to get their first down of the night here. Hamey in the gun, Max Uni to his right. This time Uni will get the direct snap, and Max fights forward. He'll get the first down up to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Greenbacks.
All right, good run there by Max. And again, just get something put together here. That first series didn't go quite our way, but get something put together, get a couple first downs, and then you're into midfield and can start opening up your offense a little bit here.
3:45 to go here in quarter number 1, still scoreless. 1st and 10 Greenbacks on their own 15-yard line, going left to right with a lot of cool air now here in Cheney. A great crowd for both, as expected here on the second day of fall. Back in the gun is Hamey with Max Uni to his right, awaiting on the snap. Direct snap will go to Carson, a 5-step drop looking to throw to the far sideline. Johnny Martinez has it, breaks out of a tackle, and he is down at the 30-yard line. A big game, but a flag is thrown.
Yeah, flag was thrown just as Carson was dropping back to pass there, and you got to think that's holding on the Greenbacks.
We'll see. It is holding against Pratt. After a gain of 15, the Greenbacks will now have to move back towards their own end zone.
And that could be a result of some of that tinkering we talked about, Austin. You got different players playing in different positions, not quite sure some of the angles that they're used to seeing players coming at them. We might see some of those penalties tonight from some of that shifting around that we've done on the line.
What would be 1st and 10 Pratt on the 30 is now 1st and about 17 from the Greenback 7. Unbelievable. A huge
right
penalty.
After you pick up a first down and then you get hit with that.
And this Greenback offense is not usually meant for these type of situations. The handoff will go to Grayson Mandel off to the far side. He's cut down in the backfield. Not much blocking on that far side of the offensive line, a loss of 2.
No, and usually that's a pretty effective play, that counter around the outside. Usually either going to J.R. or Grayson there, and it's usually a big gainer for Pratt. And that time Cheney sniffed that out really well.
2nd and 18 for the Greenbacks, now pushed back to the 6-yard line. 2:47 to go here in what's been a really fast first quarter.
I was just going to say the same thing. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. It's gone by fast.
See how the Greenbacks can get out of this. This is not what this offense is usually meant for. Holding penalties can kill a drive, and hopefully it doesn't here. Hamey is empty in the gun. That's one of the first times we've seen that all season. Carson will take it up the middle himself and gets about 2. That's it.
This is turning into a physical game, Austin, already. Into the first quarter, both sides. I think this is going to be a rough and tough game the rest of this night.
And the Greenbacks, if nothing else at this point, you'd like to clear some space for a punt, as you're now 3rd and 15 from the 10. Greenbacks need to get all the way up to their own 25-yard line to try and keep the drive alive. 2 wide receivers come out to the near side for the Greenbacks as Carson Hamey's empty in the gun again with a fullback and Johnny Martinez to his right. Hamey will roll out to his right under pressure, throws down the field, and J.R. Johnson is taken down without a flag. How on earth J.R. Johnson gets thrown to the ground? No penalty, and the Greenbacks will have to punt.
I don't know if they thought the feet got tangled up there and that keeps you from throwing the flag, but man, when you see a guy go down, you like to think a flag's coming with it. Not the case here.
J.R. Johnson was caught up that time with Weston Hill here on the near side and got taken to the ground. I don't know if just feet got tangled or what, but goodness, now the Greenbacks have to punt. The clock stops at 1:46, and it's 4th and 15, I should say, for the Greenbacks, and back to punt from his own end zone will be Max Uni. Max Uni rolls out to his right, and it's blocked. The punt is blocked and will bounce at the 26-yard line.
I don't think it was blocked. I think it was just that rugby style of punt that he was rolling out and didn't realize pressure was coming that fast. I think by the time he realized, I didn't see who the defender for Cheney was there, but he was going to chase him down. I think Max's feet just never could get set to punt that ball.
Too much pressure came from the Cardinals on that special teams, and just like that, the Cardinals have set up 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line or on the Greenback 26-yard line, I should say, going right to left.
Yeah, we'll see what this Greenback defense is made of here.
Burdick in the gun, 2-step drop, throws to the flat, wide open. Jackson Voth is picked up and thrown down by Johnny Martinez after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Boy, a big defensive play here to change possession would be huge if Greenbacks had somehow come away with an interception or a forced fumble or something to get that ball back in our hands.
1:25 to go here in quarter number 1. Still scoreless as Cheney gets fortune after the Greenback special teams woes and have it now 2nd and 5 on the Greenback 21-yard line. 2 wide receivers to either side. Weirman to the left. Burdick will take the direct snap up the middle and has a lot of room to run. 10-5, easy touchdown for Cheney.
So the first points on the board tonight come from Cheney after a mishap on the Pratt punt. That's what bad special teams, a mishap on special teams, converted into points, is going to cost you.
1:05 to go here in quarter number 1, and Cheney's up 6-0. This is the first time the Greenbacks have trailed all season. And it comes here with 66 seconds to go in the first quarter. Cheney will come out for the point after attempt as it's number 82, Cameron Eastman, and it's up and good. 1:05 to go here in quarter number 1. Cheney 7, Pratt 0. You're tuned into Greenback Football on True Country. We're back in 60 seconds.
Man, coming off a tough punt there, gives Cheney good field position. They go in and score, make it 7-0. First time Pratt's trailed this season. 1:05 to go in the first quarter. Greenbacks need to get something going. If you're watching on the stream, I know it's getting choppy. We'll try to change things up at halftime a little bit, but I'm at the mercy of the Wi-Fi and the internet here. So if you're still watching, we appreciate it. We might just have to switch to the booth view for the whole game. I think I got a good signal down here. My other camera's up on top of the booth, and there might be a little too much blocking it, so we'll see what we can do. God, that punt killed us there.
It's tough.
Yeah. That's the one thing I don't like about that rollout rugby punt.
I've never liked it.
Is that sometimes,
sometimes
that can happen. I know it can create a big play.
It's too slow developing, especially when you're punting from your own end zone. Way too slow developing.
All right, Johnny, this is where you need the big return from old Johnny Martinez. Johnny the Jet.
Offense has got to get going. Thanks so much to Carl Rada back in the studio. Austin McNorton, Cody Eastis here with you live from Cheney. 1:05 to go in quarter number 1. The Greenbacks trail for the first time all season, 7-0 after no offensive success due to a holding penalty, a bad punt, and the Cardinals take it in. Josh Burdick on the quarterback keeper from 21 yards out. That's his second rushing touchdown of the season, and it's a tremendous kick, but it will go out of bounds due to the Greenbacks' fortune, and Pratt will get it in good territory.
Now, Pratt could elect to have them re-kick that and see if we can put it back in the hands of Johnny here. And if I'm Coach Holting, I think you do that. I'd make him kick off as many times as you can. And
the Greenbacks would either get it at the 35-yard line or have Cheney kick it again. And I think that's exactly what Brent Holting says. Give it to Johnny Martinez. We'd rather him return it than just set up on the 35.
Yeah. Anytime you can have a chance to put a deep ball like that in his hands, I say go for it. Ooh, I'll get that for you, Austin. I forgot to use the scorekeeper here.
No, I would have forgot too if I wouldn't have thought about it. It's re-kick. 1 second came off the clock. So the Greenbacks will elect for the Cardinals. You know, I was watching the game earlier this afternoon from last year. This exact same situation happened last year.
Did it? I can't remember.
The first time that Cheney kicked off, they kicked it out of bounds, and Pratt was like, nope, do it again. Try and kick it to Martinez. And the Greenbacks actually gained 3 yards. What would have been on the 35, the Pratt got it on the 38. But they kicked it to Keyrell Thompson and not Johnny Martinez. So we will see here what the Cardinals elect to do, as looking to punt for kick off for the Cardinals is James Baker. That's not right. 63, Grady Kuhn. And it's a bouncing kick caught by Martinez at the 12. Johnny takes it up the middle, and he will fight forward. Still going. Martinez is cut down at the 44.
I don't know how he came out of that pile, Austin. I was just getting ready to say, boy, I was hoping to see Johnny bounce out of that, and about that time he does.
And Johnny Martinez thrown down pretty hard, but it's 1st and 10 Greenbacks on the 44. So the Greenbacks do gain 9 yards by making Cheney kick it again.
You make him kick it to Johnny, and he gives you the chance every time to take that ball deep to the house.
I don't know how he fought through that pile. 1st and 10 Greenbacks on their own 44-yard line, going left to right. 55 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Cheney 7, Pratt 0. J.R. Johnson goes out to the far side of the formation. Max Uni stands to the right of Hamey in the gun. Uni the snap, goes off to the left, cuts upfield, fighting towards the 50, and he will be spotted at the 49.5-yard line. A good gain of 5 by Max Uni on 1st down.
Yeah, if we can do that, pick up 4 or 5 yards, it's going to be a tough night doing it that way, but that's going to move the chains for us.
There's a 4-second difference between the game clock and the play clock, so the Greenbacks will have to snap it at least one more time here in quarter number 1 as they spot the ball just shy of the 50-yard line. 2nd and 4, Pratt. It's Hamey in the gun, Uni to his left. The direct snap will go to Max again up the middle, and he doesn't get much at all. Gain of half a yard.
Again, they're both just in the backfield, lowering his head. He comes out of that pile fired up.
The scouting report is out on the Greenbacks, and Cheney is fired up when they make tackles like that. End of quarter number 1. It's Cheney 7, Pratt 0. You're tuned in to Greenback football here on True Country. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Cardinal Field here in Cheney, Kansas. Thanks so much to Carl Rada back in the studio. Cody Isis, Austin McNorton here with you live as starting quarter number 2. It's Cheney 7, Pratt 0. 3rd and 4 Greenbacks from the 50, going right to left now on your radio dial. Hamey in the gun, hits it to Max Uni. Max coming to the near side, fights forward into Cardinal territory to the 44-yard line in a Greenback 1st down.
Yep, that's going to be enough to pick up the 1st down. And like I said, get something going here. It just feels like we just need to put a good, solid, long drive together. Even, and this could be a week we see the field goal come out too, Austin.
Right. The Greenbacks started this drive on their own 44-yard line. Now they're on the Cheney 45-yard line. And the Greenbacks, they started off the football game on the Cheney 45-yard line and didn't do anything with it. Same spot here. We'll see how the Greenbacks attack it. 1st and 10 from the 45 of the Cardinals. Direct snap to Carson Hamey up the middle. He fights forward. The pile can't push forward. It gets pushed backwards after a gain of 2.
Boy, and that middle's just tough to run against with both sitting there ready to just attack anything that comes up the middle or close to his way. And he's got the speed too, but if it doesn't, to chase it down.
It's Caden Sowers, Jackson Voth, and Hudson Ditchin in those linebacker core for the Cardinals. Voth with 21 tackles, Ditchin with 17 and a fumble recovery, and Sowers with 17. So those 3 guys are the defense for this Cardinals team, and you can see why tonight. 2nd and 8 Greenbacks on the Cheney 43-yard line going right to left. Carson Hamey will pass, has time, throws way too deep. He threw it to the end zone.
Wow.
When in reality, Johnny Martinez was at the 10.
Yeah, well-thrown ball if this was like a punt, pass, and kick competition. But when you're trying to hit somebody down there, oh, man, it was a good ball, but 10 yards overthrown there.
And now, again, this offense, who is not meant for 3rd and long situations, are set up for 3rd and 8. And you wonder if that was just a situation where you said, hey, we're in 4-down territory again based on where we're at. But 3rd and 8, not easy for this Greenback offense. We'll see how Brent Holting draws this one up as the ball's placed on the near hash. No wide receivers. Jair Johnson's acting almost as a tight end off to the right. Haney will take the direct snap, fake the handoff to Martinez, now rolls to the right. Wide open, Jair Johnson can't catch it, and it's a 4th down now.
Oh, it was in Jair's hand there, but it was a good throw. Would have been a great catch had he been able to come down with that, just on the fingertips of his hand there.
Good coverage there by Drew Toller on that far sideline, covering Martinez. He jumped up with him. Jair couldn't come down with it, and now 4th and 8 again for the Greenbacks.
I can't tell what personnel they just sent out there, Austin. There's a little bit of change in. We've got 3 running off now. I don't know if this is a
Van Scoik, Uni, and Bourgeois all run off the field, or Baker, I should say, all run off the field for the Greenbacks as they will punt. And you wonder, 4th and 8 here, if they're just trying to pin the Cardinals back deep inside their own territory. Low snap, and again, it's another rugby-style punt, and it will go off to the far sideline. Not a great punt, caught at the 15-yard line, and that's where Cheney will set up.
Well, that time a little better punt there. Got it off clean.
Yes, it was a high punt that
back
time,
inside the 20. So anytime you can get them inside the 20, that's better than going to the end zone and bringing it out to the 20.
This is the deepest the Cardinals have started tonight on offense. It's 1st and 10. Cheney back on their own 16-yard line is where they spot the football. 10:36 to go in quarter number 2. Cheney 7, Pratt 0. The Greenback offense has yet to really get going tonight. This is an offense for the Greenbacks who average 45 points per game. Way off the average here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see 45 points from either team tonight, Austin.
In the gun, throw out to the flat to Voth. Jackson has speed, and he breaks out of Jair Johnson, and Martinez's tackle for an easy 1st down for the Cardinals.
Man, we had a hit in the backfield there, just couldn't wrap him up as quick as Jackson turned to that corner and got up the sideline. Some good feet work by there. I thought he was going to be forced out. He was able to turn that and keep it going.
An easy pitch and catch from Burdick to Voth out in the flat. It's 1st and 10 Cardinals, now on the 27-yard line, going left to right. Voth, if you get him that kind of speed, he's likely going to get 10 pretty easily. Greenbacks were there. He just broke out of the tackles. Burdick again. He'll throw out to the flat again, and this time again breaking out of tackles way down the field. Breaking out of 5 Greenback tackles was Braden Dibble.
And the ball came loose there at the end, but they're going to rule him down. I think he was down, but that'd have been one to see go our way. And we saw that a lot in the scouting report and talking to Coach Holting this week, that bubble screen. They run it so much, just that quick pass to someone out there in the flat and then let those athletic guys do what athletic guys do.
Greenbacks are getting there. They're just not making the tackles now on back-to-back plays. It's 1st and 10 Cardinals. They're really moving the football now on their own 45-yard line, going left to right. Ball placed on the far hash. 9:45 to go here in the second quarter. Cardinals leading 7-0. Burdick again in the gun, looking to set up the bubble screen again, it looks like, as trips are to the near side. This time they'll pitch it up to Voth up the middle, and Jackson has room to run. 45 and a back-to-back 1st down.
Yeah, and Jair probably with the touchdown-saving tackle there, as he was the last man for Jackson Voth to beat, and Jair able to take him down. You don't want to see your safety making all the tackles.
Right. That's now 5 plays of 10 yards in a row for Cheney, as it's 1st and 10, all the way now on the Greenback 45-yard line. 9:20 to go in the second. The Greenbacks trying to pull off a defensive miracle at this point now. It's Burdick in the gun. Weirman will stand to his right as trips are off to the far side again. They've run the same formation 5 times in a row. The handoff will go in the backfield, and the Greenbacks are there. Finally, a tackle for loss. Braden Dibble tackled down at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, good play there for the Greenbacks. I'm curious to see with this flag that came in. I'm hoping it's not hands to the face on the Greenbacks, because there really wasn't an offensive player in the area that he threw that flag.
It is a hold against Cheney, so it will move the Cardinals back to their own territory now. Way back, because the flag was spotted in the backfield. So it wasn't at the line of scrimmage at the 45, it's in the backfield, so it's even further back, all the way to the Cardinal 41-yard line.
All right, now the Greenbacks need to do something with it. Take advantage of that penalty.
1st and 24 now for the Cardinals. 2 wide receivers to either side of Burdick in the gun. Weirman to his right. Awaits the snap. Takes the snap. He'll run it up the middle of quarterback draw and has a lot of room to run. There goes Josh Burdick. All the penalty yardage and more to the 40-yard line.
That's the only trouble with our ends are crashing so hard that if they get cut out and he's able to step up, those ends are already past the play, and that's what we're seeing a little bit here is our ends are crashing so hard trying to get to that quarterback. but not getting there really creates that hole that he's able to step up and run through.
Josh Burdick has only had 39 yards on the ground all season. Tonight, he already has 41.
Wow.
Coming into the first 3 games of the year, 39. Tonight, already 41 and a touchdown. 2nd and 5 Cardinals back on the greenback 40. Voth goes in motion across the formation. The pitch will go out to him in the flat. He has a lot of room to run, 35-30, 25, and cut out of bounds by Carson Hamey near the 20-yard line, and another huge play for the Cardinals. They are doing whatever they want.
And again, on that effective just bubble screen, Voth comes in motion across to our side and just throw it to him while he's already got a little bit of run and start, and he's able to just get around that corner and go. And with his athleticism, and he's tough to
play you
tackle.
can stop right now. That's a really tough play. With Jackson Voth out in the flat, there's not many who can bring him down. I don't know how Kingman was able to.
Yeah, that's why through the defense, you hope to just get on the outside of him and contain it, force him back in where he doesn't able to get to that sideline and go.
1st and 10 Cardinals on the greenback 22-yard line. Again, Burdick in the gun. This time he rolls out to his right, under pressure by Baker, throws towards the end zone, and Jackson Voth is wide open for a touchdown. No one within 5 yards of him.
Well, he just came all the way across the field there and had that whole end zone to run through, and with that much end zone, that much space, his speed was able to just outrun our secondary.
A 22-yard touchdown pass as Jackson Voth was on the far side of the field and ran a route that came all the way across the entire back of the end zone. The Greenbacks couldn't find him, and he's wide open for a touchdown. That's Voth's 3rd reception touchdown of the season. As the clock stops at 7:48 to go in quarter number 2, the point after attempt is up, and it is good. 7:48 to go in quarter number 2. Cheney 14, Pratt 0. You're tuned in to Greenback Football on True Country. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Greenback's in a little bit of a position that we're not used to being in here, down 14 midway through the 2nd quarter. Yeah, that Voth kid, we're going to have to come up with an answer for his speed.
Oh, man, we have no one that can keep up with him.
He's fast. He's good.
He's fast. He's
now,
really good.
I see why you don't put him at quarterback. What they're doing is
exactly. Yeah. Just give him the ball in the space and let him go.
The girls Pratt finished first at the Oxford Invitational yesterday, leading the way for the Cardinals was Cheney, who played 7th overall. The cross-country team will run Thursday at Halstead. And Cheney football continues district play this Friday at Smoky Valley on the campus of Bethany College. Game time is 7 p.m. Please don't forget to visit the East End Zone.
I forgot again. I don't know how you can read that.
Welcome back to Cardinal Field. Austin McNorton. Cody East is here with you live from Cheney. 7:48 to go in quarter number 2. Cheney 14, Pratt 0. As the Cardinals go 85 yards on their scoring drive in a 22-yard touchdown pass from Josh Burdick to Jackson Voth to cap off the drive. Kickoff is caught by Johnny Martinez at the 10-yard line, and Johnny has no blocking to help him out at all, and he's cut down by Nash Young at the 20-yard line.
That's probably the quickest we've seen anybody get to Johnny so far this year on a kickoff. Even before he was able to get to the 20, Nash Young comes through clean, and Johnny wasn't able to sidestep that one.
It is 1st and 10 Greenbacks on the 22-yard line, and they'll go right to left. 7:44 to go, and the Greenbacks have gotten the ball in Cardinal territory twice tonight, but each of the 2 times have done nothing with it. Direct snap goes up the middle. Carson Hamey had a little bit of room up to about the 27. A good pickup on 1st down. It's just some of those chunk plays, keeping the clock running. That's what's working for the Greenbacks. The passing plays and some of the plays out to the flat. That's where the speed of Cheney has won every time.
Yeah, if you're the Greenbacks, this drive more than any, you need some points on the board here and a long drive too. Let's not give Cheney the ball back before half. If we could stretch this into a 6-7 minute drive and put some points on the board to finish it off.
The Greenbacks will get the ball to start quarter number 3. So Cody makes a great point there of carrying momentum into the locker room. 2nd and 5. Handoff will go up the middle to Max Uni. He runs over a Cardinal, spins, the pile pushes forward. He's near a 1st down. The FAR official spotted him right at the marker. We'll see if it is. He needed the 32. It looked like he got the 32, and he did. First down, Max Uni.
There we go. So we do move the chains. Boy, it's some tough running that it's taken by the Greenbacks just to move the chains here.
It's taking a lot of effort right now from the Greenbacks just to try and keep the ball moving forward. This Cardinal team came ready to play tonight, and mention it, it's a senior night here in Cheney, an odd senior night. This is their second to last home game, believe it or not. So they're saving their last home game for their homecoming night. So this is their senior night.
Yeah, a little bit backwards.
Right. Greenbacks look to pass. Carson Haney just has to heave it, and it's caught by the Cardinals. What on earth? First and 10 Cheney on the Greenback 41.
Just not a good decision there by Carson, as he had a lot of pressure, but still, just eat it, take the sack, or throw it away if you have to. But just throwing it up like that for a prayer.
Every time the Greenbacks have dropped back to pass, it has been disaster. And that's a big one there, as Carson Haney was under pressure immediately, retreated all the way back to the 15 and didn't want to take the sack, so he just threw it forward, and wide open right at the 50-yard line was Jackson Voth for the interception, returning it to the 41, first and 10 Cardinals.
Man, and giving the ball back to Cheney here was not the type of momentum you wanted to go with.
Cheney in the I formation, they pitch it to the backfield and cut down at the 39. Nice tackle by Tay Wilson to tackle Braden Dibble after a short
game. Do have a flag
game.
on the play there too, Austin. We'll see what this does to the drive.
The clock stops, 6:22 to go here in the second quarter. It's Cheney 14, Greenback 0. And it's another hold against the Cardinals. I didn't see much, honestly.
I didn't either.
But these officiating crew tonight is really keen in on that.
But, we haven't been able to take advantage of these penalties. We're getting some penalties against Cheney, moving them back, but just not able to take advantage. We'll see it go back 10 or 15, and then they're able to pick up the big play and move it 20, 30 yards down the field here.
Again, it's another big penalty for the Cardinals. It pushes the ball all the way back to the Cardinal 48-yard line. It's first and 21 now. They need to get all the way up to the 31 to keep the drive alive for the Greenbacks. And they're on the I formation under center. He'll throw to the near sideline, has a man wide open. Greenback's giving a lot of cushion to these Cardinal receivers, and that one is caught here on the near sideline by the wide receiver Carson Middleton, his 12th catch of the year.
And about able to pick up the 10 yards they lost there, almost 9 yards. So, yeah, second and 11 here, but a good chunk of yards there picked up by Cheney coming out of that penalty.
Yeah, the Greenback's giving a lot of cushion to these Cardinal wide receivers, and honestly, you understand why with how much speed they have. But now it's what was first and 21, now second and 12. 5:57 to go. The clock stopped as Middleton got shoved out of bounds. I formation again as Burdick is under center. Burdick fakes the pitch, will keep it himself, and he's cut down after a short gain of 2 by Kiro Thompson up to the 40. Third and 10 here.
Yeah.
Greenbacks have got to get off the field now.
Yeah, and you've got, if you're keying one person, who is it, Austin? You got to be thinking
Jackson Voth and Josh Burdick have been the dynamic duo.
I'd look for something that they've been effective on so far, that bubble screen or him in motion and get it to him quick where he's already got his speed built up. We haven't been able to show an answer for it yet, so if you're Cheney.
Third and 9 Cheney on the Greenback 40-yard line. 5:20 to go in the second quarter. Cheney 14, Pratt 0. 2 wide receivers to either side. Weirman stands to the right of Burdick. I blinked on his name, on Josh Burdick in the gun. And now Cheney will call a timeout as the play clock was running low, and they want to think this one over. 5:08 to go in quarter number 2. It's Cheney 14, Pratt 0. You're tuned in to Greenback football here on True Country. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Ooh, another turnover for the Greenbacks. Gives Cheney the ball, but we got him here to third and
the passing plays are
9, but man, they've been able to pick up 9 when they want to.
Yes. They had 5 plays in a row for 10 plus.
Yeah.
So this is tough. This Cardinal team
I think you've got to be keying on both here.
My biggest question so far from what I've seen is how good is Kingman? Because, oh my gosh.
I don't want to say they're very good.
I'm telling you.
But they could be.
Thanks so much to Carl Rada back in the studio. Austin McNorton, Cody Eastis here with you live from Cardinal Field in Cheney. 5:08 to go here in quarter number 2. It's Cheney 14, Pratt 0. A huge play for the Greenbacks on defense. It's 3rd and 9 Cardinals from the Greenback 40. And Cody, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, you might be thinking 4-down territory here.
I think so. If you're Cheney and you got 9 yards here, you're already across midfield, in the Greenback territory. You don't need all 9 of them here. If you can pick up 4 or 5, really even I could see them running 2 plays to try to get the 9, even if they don't
2 plays to
much
get 9
here.
yards for this offense.
Yeah, they've shown they can do it so far.
They come in the I formation again, which puts Burdick under center. He gets the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to the far side, and wide open has his man. It's Jackson Voth again, and he will just continue to break tackles up to the Greenback 25. Greenbacks are giving Jackson Voth 15 yards of cushion. He only needed 9, and he got it easy.
That was a great route. I was watching him that play just to see where he was going, and that route was ran well. Faked the post route, and I think it was JR kind of bit on that a little bit. And by the time Jackson cut it out, there wasn't much room for JR to even get close to him, and a well-thrown ball there. Yeah, again, Cheney picking up that first down. Pratt had him where we want him, just can't stop him on those long yards right now.
That's twice in a row now that the Cardinals have had 10-yard penalties, and the Greenbacks have not taken advantage. 1st and 10 Cardinals on their own on the Greenback 25. Handoff up the middle. There they go. 10-5 touchdown Cheney. It's Weirman into the end zone. Correction, that's actually number 5, Hudson Ditchin, with the 25-yard touchdown run. This game's getting out of hand.
It is. Cheney's just able to do whatever they want at this point. Pratt doesn't have an answer for him on defense.
It is a 25-yard touchdown run by Hudson Ditchin, I should say. And Cheney goes up 20-0 with 4:27 to go here in quarter number 2, and they bring out the point after attempt. So Cheney capitalizes and gets 7 more after the Greenback turnover. 4:27 to go in quarter number 2. Cheney 21, Pratt 0. You're tuned into Greenback football on True Country. Back in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Cardinal Field. Austin McNorton, Cody Eustace here with you live from Cheney. 4:27 to go in quarter number 2, and the Cardinals take the Greenback turnover, and Hudson Ditchin runs it in from 25 yards out, and Cheney leads it 21-0, and will kick off left to right again. Kicked off to the far left corner, and it will go out of bounds again, and you see it. Now, if the Greenbacks, the last time they kicked it out of bounds, the Greenbacks said, hey, kick it again. The Greenbacks worked in their favor.
Yeah, I think you do the same thing again. Johnny's still just as dangerous back there.
They're trying to angle it to that far corner pylon, and they've gotten it close. It's just gone out of bounds each time at about the 6-yard line.
Really about the last hop or two that ball takes is when it's gone out of bounds.
It's honestly a really, really good kick. It's just taking some unfortunate bounces for the Cardinals. But the Greenbacks are saying, nope, you got to kick it to our weapon, which right now, the Greenbacks need a Johnny Martinez kick return more than anything.
Yeah, you need something to just spark this offense, spark the special teams, spark the offense, kind of get the sideline and the fans fired up here in a big special teams play, and nothing does it like that.
4:27, no time ran off the clock that time. Ball placed on the far hash, kicking left to right, and now he kicks it to the near side, and it's caught this time by Tay Wilson, and he's thrown down immediately at the 35-yard line. So Greenbacks don't gain anything. They just get it right where they would have gotten it anyway.
Yeah, not much net change there. You know, we didn't lose any or gain any, really. Had the chance to do something, but going to be starting at the 35 where we would have been before anyway.
4:21 to go here in quarter number 2. The Greenbacks will get the ball to start quarter number 3. You need points here. You got to have points here on this drive to create some sort of life in that halftime locker room.
Yeah, that's where, getting, like I said, we get the ball to start the second half. If we can kind of get things together here, put some points on the board, and then come out of half and kind of get the same thing going.
Direct snap goes to Johnny Martinez, and Johnny Martinez has no room to run. He's cut down at the line of scrimmage for a gain of nothing on first down. That's a rare thing to say Johnny Martinez can't gain a yard.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we really just haven't seen that big play from anybody yet, but especially Johnny. Usually we see it pretty early on in a game from Johnny where he's able to make something happen, either kickoff or, an end around or breaking something up the middle. Cheney's really kept him in check. If we were Key and Jackson both, they were doing the same thing, saying we got to stop that Johnny Martinez from Pratt.
Shelby Weirman has done a tremendous coaching job here tonight, stopping the Greenback athletes. Max Uni hasn't really gotten going. Johnny Martinez hasn't gotten going. 3:40 to go here in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 Greenbacks on their own 35-yard line, going right to left. Direct snap to Uni. He'll hand off to Martinez. This time Johnny has a little bit of space, but no. Cheney does not miss tackles. Carson Middleton says, "You're not juking me." A gain of 2 on second down. 3rd and long again.
I was just thinking the same thing. They don't overrun anything. We haven't really seen them overrun a play to kind of give Pratt the chance to capitalize on that. And it seems like where there's one of them, there's 3 of them.
Yes. This linebacking core, and that time coming from the safety spot for Cheney. This linebacking core has been pretty sensational here for the Cardinals tonight. And it's 3rd and long again for the Greenbacks. Not how this offense likes to operate. 10 seconds on the play clock. In the gun is Uni and Haney. Max takes the direct snap. Max under pressure. He fakes the pass, throws across the middle, and Justice Tatro can't catch it.
Man, his first option just wasn't open there. He tried to fire it pretty quickly there right when he turned the corner, but pulled it down, seeing that wasn't open, and then looking kind of through his second and third option there. By that time, he was under pressure and had to get rid of that ball.
So what Cody and I were saying was the Greenbacks needed a long drive, take off clock, get points. The Greenbacks take off a minute of the clock, gain 2 yards, and have to punt.
Yeah, not the situation you want to be in for the Greenbacks here.
Greenbacks will be forced to punt again after another 3 and out. Back to receive for the Cardinals is Voth. And back to punt for the Greenbacks is Max Uni. Another rugby punt. That one, I don't know how it wasn't blocked, and it'll go towards the sideline. A good bounce. We'll see where the official will spot it. He keeps walking, and he'll stop at the 35-yard line of the Cardinals. A great punt by Max.
It was a good punt, and again, under pressure as Cheney had a man chasing him down quick. I don't know if we leave that backside guy unblocked or if he's just able to get through there.
Drew Toller was the one who almost came and blocked that one from Max on the rugby-style punt again. But Cheney will have it with a lot of time, 2 timeouts, and need to go 65 yards to get more points. Trips come out to the near side. It's both off to the far side. And Burdick in the gun alone. Josh takes the snap, has all the time in the world to throw. Rolls to his right and just overshoots his wide open target. That time he was looking for number 15, Coulter McDaniel, who was open.
God, that's one of those balls that was thrown into a little bit of a crowded space there. Would have been huge if the Greenbacks could have came away with that and kind of just got something going here going into half.
It's 2nd and 10. The clock stops with 2:44, and the Greenbacks do have all 3 of their timeouts, so they can get some kind of a defensive stop here. That would be pretty spectacular.
Spectacular is what we need, Austin. That is what we need.
2nd and 10. 2 wide receivers now trips to the near side. It's Weirman to the right, both out to the flat, breaks out of a tackle, 2 tackles down to the 40, 45, still fighting forward, and another Cheney first down. Again, the Greenbacks are there, but Justice Tatro can't make the tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, he had arms around both there, but just, again, instead of kind of getting there and getting your feet set, it was, diving at him, trying to get him as he goes by. Both been one step ahead of the Greenback defenders all night.
I think Jackson Voth has probably broken about 6 Greenback tackles just on his own tonight already. 2 wide receivers to either side of Burdick in the gun, Weirman to his left. Burdick takes the snap, looking to throw out to the flat again. A great throw and a better catch by Jackson Voth on the near sideline, a gain of 6.
Yeah, and that Burdick, for being a sophomore, he throws the ball really well and really composed back there in the pocket.
One of the keys tonight for Brent Holting was to get at the feet of Josh Burdick, get after him. The Greenbacks have only gotten after him once tonight, and that was on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, that pressure that we thought was going to be crucial in this game from our front 4, we just haven't really seen it yet tonight.
Clock stops at 2:16. Cardinals are in greenback territory again on the Pratt 47-yard line. Going left to right. Burdick has all the time again. He'll throw out to the near side again, and again it's Jackson Voth who spun out of bounds by J.R. Johnson. That time it was actually Middleton with the reception.
Yeah,
it's just so used to it. I saw the one. Turns out it was 1-8.
And they throw such well routes. The routes are run well. They're timing routes. You know, he goes back. Burdick goes back on a nice 3-step drop, and he knows where that ball's going before he even steps up and makes the throw.
Greenbacks are giving these Cheney receivers a lot of cushion, and they're using it. Coming to the right is Weirman of Burdick in the gun. Burdick looks to the flat, now comes back to the near side, and he was looking that time for Middleton, who kind of gives a pat on the back to Noah Riley, says, good coverage.
Yeah, and again, we saw another one of those balls from Burdick that we saw it earlier in the first quarter, just didn't quite come out of his hand cleanly. Again, it might have been tipped at the line there, but we need to see more of those for the Greenbacks.
It's kind of funny there that Cheney's been able to get 10 yards pretty much at will, and that time a rare miscue, and Middleton says, good defense that time, Noah. Good defense. It stops the clock. 1:49 to go in the second quarter. It is now 2nd and 10 Cheney from the Greenback 35. Burdick, time again, throws to the far side. It's caught and then cut down. Nice tackle by Grayson Mandel, but a gain of 8 that time by Coulter McDaniel.
I think that one's going to be come back there too, Austin. Adrian Juarez coming in there on the blitz and would have got to Burdick, but he was held as he tried to come through. See if Pratt can take advantage of one of these holding penalties.
It's another penalty against Cheney, another 10-plus yard penalty. But every single time we've seen this, Cheney says, no big deal, we'll just get 20.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to phase their offense.
Not at all. If anything, it gives them more room for the wide receivers in Jackson Voth to say, okay, now we have more room to run.
I think so.
1:43 to go in quarter number 2. Cheney 21, Pratt 0. 2nd and 25 Cardinals now back on the 50. They need to get up to the Greenback 25 to keep the drive alive. Burdick in the gun. Takes the high snap, a 3-step drop, throws to the near sideline and overshoots his target. Good coverage by Johnny Martinez, as again, they're looking for Carson Middleton.
There, that time the Greenbacks a little bit better, getting some pressure up the middle. That last couple possessions or snaps, we've seen Adrian kind of crash that middle, and he's able to have a little bit of luck getting through there and putting a little bit more pressure in Burdick's face.
And you see back-to-back error throws from Burdick. Both he likes to throw it here to this near sideline. That's kind of been the tendency we've seen tonight. 3rd and 25 Cheney on the Greenback 49-yard line. They break the huddle with 11 on the play clock.
We've seen everything go downfield this drive. We haven't seen any of those bubble screens and end around, so look out for
Cody.
One of those here.
Weirman to the right of Burdick in the gun. Another high snap, and Josh will keep it himself up the middle. And this time Adrian Juarez lays a shoulder in him. He hits the ground hard, and Juarez didn't fall to the ground either. And I think the Greenbacks, they might have taken a timeout.
Yeah, I think Coach Holting's going to take a timeout here and see if we can put something together before the half, make Cheney punt the ball to us and get something going.
80 seconds to go here in this first half. The Cardinals will be forced to punt, as it will be 4th and about 22 for the Cardinals on the Greenback 47-yard line. And if nothing else, you want to get Johnny Martinez a chance here to return a punt. The last time Cheney had a punt, though, Cody, they put the Greenbacks on the 1-yard line.
They did. They did. So, yeah, if you're the Greenbacks, you're probably worried about that a little bit. I wonder if there's any thought on Cheney here. If this is, I know it's 4th and 20, but you're at midfield, even across it a little bit. I mean, they can pick up, we've seen it, 8, 10, 12 yards.
At will.
If they run the right play. And then by that point, even if you don't get the first down, you've got the Greenbacks back in their own territory.
It'll be an interesting decision now for, Cody makes a great point there for Shelby Weirman. Again, it's a beautiful night and tremendous crowds for both, but it's been all Cardinals here on their senior night, an odd senior night here in Cheney. The Cardinals handed the Greenbacks their first loss last year in Pratt, and already up to a 21-0 lead. As the Cardinals do show that they're going for it here.
They
but
run
each
this
time
punt,
they do this,
then they back them up. So
the Greenbacks are expecting punt, but they're not getting punt. It's thrown across the middle, and it's picked off. Johnny Martinez caught it.
I don't know if that's what you want to do there.
No, honestly.
It's hard to tell a kid, don't catch it. It's 4th down. But that great pick by Johnny, but cost us 15 yards there on where we're going to be starting.
A rare drop by Jackson Voth across the middle of the field bounces off his hands, and Johnny Martinez, who was the punt return man, came up on defense and caught the ricochet. But Cody's right. It would be 1st and 10 Greenbacks on their own 49. Now it's back on their own 29.
Hey, an interception still, though, gets the crowd going, gets the sideline going, so there is some positive to it there.
Hamey takes the snap, looks to throw, deep downfield. He has a man, but overshoots his target, Justice Tatro.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a read look. That was just drop back and look for Johnny deep. I don't think there was any progression to go through there. That was the determined target from the time that play started.
Justice Tatro did a nice job of running downfield. That's who I thought the intended target was, but you're right.
Yeah,
Cody.
Johnny ran that wheel out of the back.
Yeah.
He ran that wheel out of the backfield.
Pass was intended for Martinez, but Justice Tatro, with his speed from the tight end spot, was pretty much step for step. 1:09 to go here in quarter number 2. Cheney 21, Pratt 0. 2nd and 10 Greenbacks from their own 29-yard line. You wonder how aggressive they will be now. 2 timeouts. They will get the ball to start quarter number 3. You don't want to give the Cardinals the ball back. Max Uni now drops back to pass. He looks downfield, and Jared Johnson can't catch it again off his hands.
Oh, and that ball could have been caught there. And you were just mentioning how aggressive do the Greenbacks want to be. This is the danger of being that aggressive. 2 plays, 6 seconds off the clock. Now Cheney's got to be thinking, do we use some of our timeouts here?
Cardinals have 2 timeouts to work with and 1:04. It's 3rd and 10 Pratt after back-to-back incompletions by 2 overthrows from the quarterbacks. Max Uni overthrows Jared Johnson. Could have been caught. And Hamey, he's overthrown Johnny Martinez twice tonight by 10 yards. That's hard to do. 3rd and 10. Greenbacks on their own 29 going right to left. Hamey in the gun. He'll take a 2-step drop under pressure. Now steps up and he is sacked.
And now you got Cheney running in, calling the timeout here.
Caden Sowers with the sack. Caden Sowers comes up for the Cardinals with the sack from the linebacker position. It's now 4th and forever for the Greenbacks, and Cheney does come up and use that timeout, and they have 55 seconds left in a timeout. That's a lot of time for this Cardinal offense.
Yeah, we've seen that's plenty of time for the Cheney offense to do what they want to do. That's the danger of that aggressive side of what we just tried to do there is run 3 plays and only 15 seconds come off the clock. Now Cheney's going to have a chance at it. And our punting game, we've had some good ones, we've had some not so good ones. So
it is kind of that awkward rugby-style punt from Max Uni. Austin McNorton, Cody Eastis here with you live in the booth. 55 seconds to work. The Greenbacks are set up 4th and 20. They will on their own 20, so they'll likely have to punt it back from around their own 10. And
not ideal.
Not ideal, especially when you have Jackson Voth back to return. And he's standing at about the 50. So the Cardinals, regardless, will get the ball likely inside of Greenback territory here. 55 seconds and a timeout to work with. The Greenbacks do get the ball to start quarter number 3. That's a big dimension. This might be the biggest defensive stop of the night here now, asked for the Greenbacks.
Yeah, this is big. You need to keep Cheney from putting any more points on the board before we get into half here.
Max Uni stands at the Greenback 7. Now he runs out to his right and tries to go for it and then punts it at the last second. And where did it go?
I think it went in the
I think the punt, honestly,
fans.
I think it might have went immediately out of bounds. I don't think it got downfield at all. And the official is at the Greenback 30-yard line. I don't understand.
Yeah, that's twice now we've seen that rugby-style punt where we just hold on to it way too long, and then by the time you're forced to punt it, your feet aren't right, you're running and trying to punt it. That's a lot to do.
It's a lot to ask for Max Uni on that rugby-style punt. And twice now, he hasn't gotten his foot on it. And it's 1st and 10 Cardinals now on the Greenback 30-yard line rather than what would have been likely the 50. 2 wide receivers to either side. A direct snap goes to Burdick. He's under pressure, rolls to his right, throws towards the end zone, and just overshoots Jackson Voth, who had another touchdown.
Yeah, he was open there as Carson couldn't quite keep coverage with him. And if that ball would have been thrown in the right place, that would have been 6 more for Cheney.
Greenbacks dodge a bullet there. A rare touchdown missed throw by Josh Burdick. He has 7 touchdowns this season and 4 interceptions. He almost had number 8 there, and Jackson Voth almost had his 4th touchdown of the year and his 2nd here tonight. 39 seconds. 2nd and 10 Cardinals, again, from the Greenback 30. 2 wide receivers to either side. Burdick in the gun. Standing to his right is Dibble. Burdick has time. Now throws across the middle and it's picked off. Carson Hamey got it. And that's a big play for the Greenbacks, if nothing else, to avoid points from the Cardinals again.
Yeah, that's probably not going to put points on the board for Greenback. It won't translate to him, but it's going to keep Cheney from being able to put any more on. That's a good, strong way to end the half if that's the play that ends it.
That's Carson Hamey's second interception of the season. And now Josh Burdick's fifth interception of the season. 1st and 10 Greenbacks, now spotted at their own 19-yard line, going right to left with 32 seconds left. The Greenbacks might run one play and say, we're going to the locker room.
I'll be curious kind of what play they've got here to run.
Hamey's emptying the gun, looking to throw across the middle. Boy, he's lucky that wasn't picked off.
Yeah, throwing a bit ahead of JR there, and JR kind of came up and stopped, didn't keep going for it there. And like you said, that could have been picked off and would have been dangerous being picked off that far out, that wide with nobody else around.
Carson Middleton was the man in coverage, and honestly, Carson was looking more for the hit on Jared Johnson than he was looking for the ball. Had he been looking at the football, that might have been a pick six.
I agree. I think he was looking for the hit there and didn't realize the ball was coming right to him.
Middleton does have an interception this season. 29 seconds left here in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 Greenbacks, and now they will just run the football as Max Uni breaks out of some Cardinal tackles for a gain of 2. Might be the hardest run we've seen tonight for the Greenbacks, and it comes in kind of the end of the half, really.
Yeah, that play should end the half for the Greenbacks there. We'll kind of get in, regroup here, and look at some film, see what we need to do, and come out of this second half and change things up a bit.
Well, you can't ask for a much better first half for the Cardinals defensively, as they have stopped this 45 points per game offense of the Greenbacks to nothing here in the first half. We're through 2 quarters of play. It's Cheney 21, Pratt 0. You're tuned in to Greenback Football on True Country. We'll be back in 2 minutes as we start the Pratt City Ford halftime show.
Woo! Not an ideal half there for the Greenbacks.
No.
All right. If you're tuning in on the YouTube channel, we got some time to kill here, so you can watch the recap from the Halstead game.
I think that's a great idea.
All right, week 3, 2-0 Greenbacks heading up to Halstead, starting a long 3-game road stretch for the Greenbacks. Halstead comes into this game 1-1 against the 2-0 Greenbacks. Traveling by myself today, getting ready to roll through Hutch, and we will be there in about 30 minutes. Let's go.
Strike man point, and he's in! Oh my goodness! Amy was 3 yards out, and the Greenbacks jump out. 10, 5, Charlie Martinez, touchdown Greenback!
All right, let's go. Mid-game snack. All right, let's roll. Not too sure about our press box setup for this game, so we're gonna see what we got when we get up there. Might be a little cramped tonight. 26 minutes till game time.
More people are joining the student section. Anyone got score projection?
68-0.
52-7.
46-3.
All right, 2 minutes to kickoff. Heading out for the coin toss. What do we want? Do we want the ball first?
I want to see the kickoff first.
See the kickoff? Yeah, okay.
I don't want to miss it.
Okay.
Goal line touchdown Greenback. Oh, Max Uni dives in. It was close.
All right, into the end zone, 5:56 to go. Took a little bit this first quarter. Failed 2-point conversion attempt, but up 6-0. Early lead here against Halstead.
Max Uni the direct snap. They'll take it off to the far side of the field. Towards the sideline. Max Uni has room. There he goes, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Greenbacks. I don't see any flags.
I'm looking for him.
I was looking for it too. It looked like there was a lot of action happening at the line of scrimmage. No flags, and it is a 53-yard touchdown run for Max Uni. Breaks out of a tackle, another tackle, and Max Max Uni's in again! A stiff arm by Max Uni in the final play of quarter number 1. The Greenbacks are in the end zone again.
Boy, end of the first quarter.
Let's eat.
3 touchdowns for Max in the first quarter, capping off a heck of an interception by Johnny Martinez. One of the best we've probably seen in a long time.
He turned into a wide receiver.
Yeah, great play by Johnny. Max turns it into a touchdown a couple plays later.
The 3 to the 2. Did he get in? He did! The 4th touchdown of the night for Max Uni.
Wow.
You gotta be kidding me.
Have yourself a game, Max Uni.
There. 0 for 4 tonight. The Greenbacks on 2-point conversion.
You know, the only good thing about saying you were 0 for 4 for 2-point conversions is it means you've scored 4 times. Yeah, we're going to have to talk to Coach Holting about this no extra point. I'm not sure what's going on there, Brent. All right, halftime here at Halstead, up 24-7. I'd say the Greenbacks, but it's all Max Uni here. 24 points for Max as he gets in on 4 touchdowns. Impressive half. Wow.
Max Uni, he was everywhere. Love to see it.
Yeah, let's keep this going in the second half.
Martinez has room. There goes Johnny Martinez down the far sideline. 40, 35, 30. Johnny Martinez is going to go. 10, 5, touchdown. Greenbacks. Johnny Martinez, a kickoff return to start the second half.
We wondered when we'd see it again. Drake Van Scoyt in for the 2-yard touchdown run.
Second tutty of the year.
To make it 40-7 in the third quarter for the Greenbacks.
Formation and Crescent Port has room. There he goes down the far sideline. 45, 50, 40, 35, and he's out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A huge play by Crescent Port.
Oh, he just didn't have the wheels to keep it going. He thought, oh man, I'm out here on the open now, and I got 2 big old angry senior, junior defensive guys chasing me down. I'm just a freshman.
Crescent Port ices the game for the Greenbacks on a 3rd and 20.
Another big win for the Greenbacks as they moved to 3-0, 40-7 over Halstead tonight. Good showing by the Greenbacks.
Really good.
It is going to be, boy, the road keeps getting tougher though. On to Cheney.
On to Cheney and Hoisington.
On to Cheney and Hoisington next 2 weeks. So
let's go.
Let's go.
What's going through your mind when you caught the interception?
How mad Carson's going to beat me because I'm so close.
Everybody wants to know. Are you going to go D1 for kicking?
Yeah, I am.
All right, Preston, how do you feel after you ran the ball?
I feel pretty good, but I'm also kind of slow because I got caught. So.
Good job. All right, John, what's going to be critical next week for your game against Cheney?
For sure, watching film and the student section. Just a bunch of fans showing up, supporting us.
Okay, John, how do you think the first away game went?
You know, I thought we came out a little slow, but, you know, we buckled down and we did what we needed to do, and we found a way to win. So we'll take it anytime we can get it.
Do you have anything to say, Carrie? Go Greenbacks!
Welcome back into the Pratt City Ford halftime show. Thanks so much to Carl Rada back in the studio. Cody Eastis, Austin McNorton here with you live from Cardinal Field in Cheney. As Cheney leads it 21-0 over your Greenbacks. Pratt will get the ball to start quarter number 3. Thanks so much to head coach for the Greenbacks, Tate Thompson, for the Greenback tennis team. And Cody, that is just a fascinating high school sport. There's no middle school level for the Greenbacks.
Tennis? Yeah.
So a lot of those girls who decide, you know what, who decide to join the Greenback tennis team are doing it just for, honestly, the fun of it. They've never played it before, never thought about it, so they're just like, oh, let's try it out, see how it goes.
Yeah, if you get some good athletes go out for tennis, you can make a pretty deep run. Just, first-time tennis players, if they're athletic.
They're just trying it out for the first time. Bailey Jackson, obviously heard Coach talk about her talent this season, and she's starting to make some Greenback history, trying to make it to the state finals and some of those things. And so we'll see how the team does, but that's just a fascinating sport and a great conversation.
Yeah, get down and watch them if you're
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Josh Burdick and Jackson both have been the stars here tonight on offense, but defensively tonight, it's been all Cheney getting in the backfield and not allowing the Greenbacks to complete a single pass in the entire first half.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see what kind of adjustments we come out of halftime making. Coach Holting's great at schemes and adjustments and things like that. This game's going to put him to the test, and we'll see how he does.
The Cardinals fans, there's a lot of them here tonight. It's senior night for Cheney. There's a big crowd, a lot of energy for that purpose. It's a beautiful night for football, and they have all the momentum. The Greenbacks here on in possession number 1 of the second half need to get some energy back to that sideline. And Cody, where does that start? Maybe even for some of the underclassmen on the sideline to try and help out these varsity starters and say, all right, let's get some momentum here.
Sometimes that's all it takes. You get the sideline fired up, and that can a little bit translate and flow out into the field. And then, a big play comes here or there, or kickoff return or special teams. And, it kind of is just infectious. It starts kind of flowing through everybody, and you get some plays coming. That's definitely what the Greenbacks need here coming out of halftime.
The Greenbacks, again, in their road white uniforms, white pants, white jerseys, green numbers, green helmets, gold trim, and gold outline on those numbers. Cheney in their home reds, white numbers, white helmets, and blue pants. The Cardinals will be kicking west to east, left to right on your radio dial. Ball placed on the far hash. That's where kicker for the Cardinals, Grady Kuhn, likes it. And back deep to receive for the Greenbacks is the elusive Johnny Martinez, who last week, starting out quarter number 3, had a 91-yard kickoff return, which was the largest in the entire state of Kansas.
Yeah, and we need to see some of that elusiveness early on here from Johnny.
The Cardinals have tried avoiding kicking it to him twice in this ball game. We'll see how they do it here, how they attack it. They'll kick it here short and right at a Greenback on the front line. I believe it's Carson Haney, and he takes it. Great field position for Pratt on their own 48-yard line.
Looked like number 12 there, Austin. Is that Justice Tatro?
Yeah, it is Justice Tatro. I saw the 1. It's 1-2, not 1-5. So Justice Tatro, who's on the front line of the kickoff return team, ball's kicked right at him, and the Greenbacks have it 1st and 10 on their own 47. Great field position.
That's field position. We got it kind of an unconventional way. Rather than kicking deep to Johnny and him getting 30, 40 yards on the return, it's just a kick to one of the upbacks, and now we're starting with good field position.
How do the Greenbacks make the halftime adjustments? 1st and 10 on their own 47, going right to left on your radio dial. Haney in the gun, Uni to his right. Haney fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, cuts up field up the middle into Cheney territory. Or they actually will mark him down right at the 50, so almost the Cardinal territory, but a gain of 3 on 1st down.
We've been talking about that momentum too, and it's going to come from one of our big 3, Carson, Max, or Johnny. I think we're going to have to see it from one of those. One of those guys needs to spark it and just kind of let that fire go.
And you wonder, Cody, there were a lot of offensive line adjustments coming into tonight's game. You wonder if they just needed a half to kind of get synced up. We'll see how it is. 2nd and 7, 11:22 to go here in quarter number 3. Cheney 21, Pratt 0. Direct snap goes to Max Uni this time. Max has a lot of room. His biggest run of the night, the biggest play of the night for the Greenbacks, down to the Cardinal 36-yard line.
And you can hear it on the sideline. Everybody's getting fired up. The crowd over there is getting fired up. The players are fired up. That's what we need to get this half going.
Max Uni kept his legs churning in the pile, and the last time the Greenbacks had a big play like that, it was called back on a holding. No flags on the field this time. 1st and 10 Greenbacks on the Cardinal 36-yard line as they're trying to create momentum, and head coach Shelby Werman getting his sideline fired up, saying we're not allowing this to happen. Greenbacks break the huddle with 16 on the play clock. In the gun is Haney and Uni again. Direct snap to Haney, a 7-step drop, setting up the screen off the hands of Max, and he is thrown down. What a hit the hit of the night. It's Cheney, number 6, Weston Hill on the hit.
Yeah, that screen pass got tipped just enough there before it got to Max.
Yes.
And, oh, man, yeah, he took a big hit there. Good to see him get up from that. A lot of times you take one of those hits with your arms outstretched over your head, and you're coming up with some sore ribs. He's going to feel that in the morning.
Lungs.
Yes.
It's 2nd and 10 for the Greenbacks. The clock stops at 10:41 to go here in quarter number 3. On the Cardinal 36-yard line, the Greenbacks still have not completed a pass all night. In the gun, Haney. Uni to his right. Awaits the snap with Martinez to the left of the formation. Direct snap to Uni. Max breaks out of a tackle, but then he's thrown down by Middleton right at the line of scrimmage. A gain of about 2 up to the 35-yard line.
Man, and if you're watching here, both did not make the tackle there, but he blew that play up and forced Max to just stay outside. Wasn't able to get any yards there as Jackson both in the backfield just blowing up that lead blocker.
Every single time the Greenbacks have gotten it into Cardinal territory, they've gotten it to about this point and then stalled out. So here's another situation, 3rd and 9, likely 4-down territory for the Greenbacks to try and keep the drive alive. Breaking the huddle, 11 on the play clock. It's Uni with Haney to his right in the gun. Direct snap goes to Max up the middle. Max keeping the legs churning, keeping the pile going. Gets up to the 30, but he'll be 4 yards shy of a first down. It's 4th and 4 for the Greenbacks.
Well, what do you do here, Austin, if you're Coach Holting on the 30-yard line? That'd be a 47-yard field goal. I don't think you can take the chance of a missed field goal here, though.
Yeah, you're almost in complete no man's land here. You're way too close to punt it. You're too far for a field goal. And it's 4 yards. It's a long 4 yards. You need the 31, maybe the 30 and a half, and you're right on the 30. You need the 26 and a half, I should say. Direct snap goes up the middle to Haney, and Carson finds a little hole. It will be really close where this ball is spotted. The near judge marked him way short.
Yeah, he looked like he got to the 25
far judge
there.
has it a first down, but the near one marked it way short.
Man, they just kept moving that spot back. Oh, if you're Coach Holton, you got to be furious, and rightfully so. It looks like he is. That spot.
And they will have to measure it. The far official had it a first down. The near one continued to just kind of walk backwards. He needed the 26. They spotted at the 27 and a half. I think it's short. And remember, Cody, the first time the Greenbacks had the ball, this is exactly what happened.
Yep.
It looked like it was a first down on a 4th and 2. What was a 4th and 2? Looked like Max Uni got it. They marked it short.
Yeah,
here, this time, looked like Carson Haney got it from up here in the booth. And as of right now, they marked it short. And they did. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, horrible spot there from the officials.
That's twice now in this game they have spotted the Greenbacks short after they had completed a first down. What a shame. What a shame. 9:11 to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Cheney on their own 26. What a shame.
Yeah, now the key again here for the Greenbacks is don't stew on that. Don't let that kind of get you down and defeated, because you got to turn around and play some defense now.
Right. Brent Holting getting in the ear of that far sideline official who marked it a first down, but this near one here, just Cody mentioned, he just started to walk backwards. I formation, pitch out goes to Dibble in the backfield, and he is thrown down. What a tackle. That might be the hit of the night that time. Coming up from the safety spot was Grayson Mandel.
Yeah, and finally a nice open field tackle by the Greenbacks there right at the line of scrimmage. We do have a flag on the play.
It's another hold against Cheney. But every time that they've had this penalty, they've still gotten a first down.
Yeah, it sets them back yardage-wise, but drive-wise, they find a way to keep it going.
Spotted back now on their own 15-yard line. This is a massive spot for the Greenback defense here to try and create some momentum, as now it is 1st and forever for Cheney. 9 minutes exactly, I should say, left here in quarter number 3. 1st and 22, as now the Cardinals will come out in the I formation again. Burdick under center. He hands it up to the fullback, and the ball's loose. The ball's loose, and it bounces back up into his hands. Unbelievable.
It must have bounced up there quick. I never even saw the ball on the turf there, Austin.
Hudson Ditchin had it punched out right back up. I mean, it was immediate.
Wow.
Right back up into his gut for a gain of 4. It is now 2nd and 18 for Cheney on their own 19-yard line.
Yeah, I never saw that ball hit the ground.
Man.
You said the ball is out. I'm looking left, I'm looking right. I didn't know where it was at.
It hit the turf. So, I mean, the nose of the football must have just bounced it right back up into his gut. 8:15 to go in quarter number 3. 2 wide receivers coming to the near side of the formation as now Cheney's in the gun. Burdick, and now a man going in motion as Dibbs catches the ball in the flat. Max Uni can't make the tackle at the line of scrimmage, and Dibbs fights forward to the 23-yard line. And another good pickup, but a huge 3rd and long here for the Greenback D.
Yeah, they did pick up a couple yards there, but a good job by the Greenbacks there. That play gave us some trouble in the first half where they get it to that man in motion quick and just let him run. Greenback's able to bring him down after only a couple yards gains.
Braden Dibble has been pretty effective in the flat here tonight with that play. Max Uni was there to meet it. 3rd and 14, Cheney from their own 24-yard line, going left to right in the gun. Trips to the far side of the field. Burdick will keep it himself on the keeper, and Adrian Juarez brings him down at the 29-yard line. Nice tackle, Adrian.
All right, if you're the Greenback defense, that's what you needed.
Exactly.
Did get the first down, which is still questionable. But, yeah, got the 3 and out now. Forced the, you would assume, punt here. Now let's do something with the ball on offense, get some points, and get going.
7:05 with the clock running here in quarter number 3. The Greenbacks looking to get the football back here. Trips coming to the near side in Cheney's awkward kind of punting formation. They usually have Burdick just kind of step backwards and punt it at the last possible second. 13 on the play clock, and there, well, it looked like he was stepping back, but now he'll step back to the line. Look towards the sideline for the play call, and you wonder, do they go for it? He will step back. He's looking to throw, still looking to throw, and he's sacked! An Ag Astra sack! Are you kidding me? What a play for the Greenbacks!
That could not came at a better time. I don't understand that play call. If you're the Cheney head coach, that's obvious punting. Now that fires up the Greenback defense. Offense is coming on the field. Likely going to get some points out of this.
Just like that, the Greenbacks have all the momentum with the biggest play of the night as Cheney in an obvious punting down elect to go for it. And the Greenbacks had their first sack of the night on Josh Burdick, their biggest of the night. It's 1st and 10 Greenbacks on the Cardinal 22-yard line going right to left. Here come out the offense. Carson Haney and company. Direct snap will go to Max Uni in the backfield. Max has room, fighting to the 15, 14, 13 as the pile continues to push. A gain of 9 on 1st down.
Boy, speaking of pushing, Drake Van Scoy taking that guy all the way to the end zone there. You hear the saying, play till the whistle blows.
Gosh.
We saw it that time there from Drake.
It's like that. Have you seen that scene in The Blind Side where Michael Ord takes that defensive end to the end zone? Drake Van Scoy took the nose guard to the end zone on that play.
That was great.
2nd and 1 Greenbacks from the Cheney 14-yard line. First time the Greenbacks have been in the BTI green zone. Awkward snap for Carson Haney. He caught it in his back shoulder, and he got the first down up to the 11. Lucky play for Pratt.
Let's see where they spot it here, Austin.
They already are moving the chain, so it's a first down. And it's an awkward now, though. 1st and 10 for the Greenbacks. It's 1st and 10 on the Cardinal 11. This is the first time the Greenbacks have been in the BTI green zone tonight.
Yeah, not quite 1st and goal. They do got room to pick it up, but not much.
1st and 10 Greenbacks on the Cardinal 11. It's Haney in the backfield, Uni to his left. Max takes the direct snap again up the middle. Max fighting forward. The pile continues to push. Max is in! Touchdown Greenbacks! Max Uni from 11 yards out!
Wow, how did he come out of that pile? That pile just kept moving and Max never went down.
Max Uni keeping his legs churning, and the Greenbacks have the momentum in this football game now. 5:31 to go in quarter number 3. It's Cheney 21, Pratt 6, and you wonder if the Greenbacks elect to go for 2 or just kick the extra point here, Cody.
I think you'd not go kick the extra point here. Keep this a 2-score game. Get Adrian out there. He didn't get much practice last week at the extra point.
Adrian Juarez comes out for the point after attempt for the Greenbacks to try and make it a 14-point ball game. He's standing at the 10. The 20-yard point after attempt is way deep and good.
All right.
5:31 to go in quarter number 3. Pratt trails Cheney 21-7. You're tuned in to Greenback Football on True Country, and we're back in 60 seconds.
All right, Pratt on the board.
Let's go.
21-7. A good drive for the Greenbacks there after capitalizing.
Get that momentum.
After that big
Get
sack.
that momentum.
Yeah, that
Let's go.
Big. Momentum. That's what you need. You got to get it. You got to find it somewhere and then keep it going. All right, let's see what the Greenbacks can do with that.
It was an odd
That was an odd. Yeah, I don't understand that punt call.
Why?
Their defense has been pretty good at stopping.
I was going to say, our offense has proved that we can drive down the field.
Yeah, you get the Greenback offense hyped up. I don't understand that.
That was odd.
This is the off-air talk that you get if you're watching. So. All right, let's keep that momentum going.
Let's go.
Put our points on the board.
5:31 to go here in quarter number 3, and the Greenbacks are on the board in Cheney. Cardinals lead at 21-7 after the 11-yard touchdown run by Max Uni after the Greenbacks started on the Cardinal 22-yard line. Juarez, a short kick this time. Jackson both catches it at the 6-yard line and has a lot of room to run up the middle. Breaks it to the far side. Noah Riley can't make the tackle, and there goes Jackson both. 50, 45, 40, 30, and Adrian Juarez, the kicker, tackles him at the 25-yard line.
Wow. He is just as explosive as Johnny Martinez, and that got me a little worried there when I saw that ball was going to land not in the end zone.
I wonder if that was an intentional move by the Greenbacks, because we know Adrian Juarez can put it in the end zone pretty easily.
It had the height there. I think there might just be a little bit of breeze going the other way there. I don't know.
Just like that, after the Greenbacks get all the momentum with a 4th down stop and the touchdown, Cheney gets it right back as they now have it 1st and 10 on the Greenback 24-yard line. Goodness.
Yeah, we saw the Greenback defense step up last drive. You're going to have to ask them to do it again here.
I formation for the Cardinals as Burdick is under center. Burdick will hand it off. It's on the ground, and the Greenbacks tackle Weirman in the backfield. A break there for the Cardinals. They nearly turned it over there.
They just can't get one of those breaks where that ball hits the ground and takes a bad bounce. They're taking the bounces that are just going right back into their hands there. We got a Cheney player limping off the field there. Not able to put any pressure on Caleb Weirman there. That'd be a big loss for Cheney there, so I hope he's okay.
Weirman this season on the ground, he has not fumbled it. 17 carries, 93 yards, and 2 touchdowns coming into the game. And it is a Gatlin Medical Arts Pharmacy injury update. 4:59 to go in quarter number 3. Cheney 21, Pratt 7. You're tuned in to Greenback football here on True Country. A Greenback is down, and coming up now, I think it's Colin Strong. His dad tried ripping his arm off, pulling him up off the turf.
If you know Coach Strong, and that's his boy out there, he said, get up off this field.
Oh my goodness, that's one of the funniest sequences I've ever seen. He's like, here, let me help you up, son. He pulled it, he's like, that didn't help me at all.
Medical probably started running out there, and Tyler's,
get back.
Stay back, he's fine.
It is a loss of 6 on 1st down for the Cardinals. However, they still have it now 2nd and 16 on the Greenback 31-yard line. Likely, again, 4-down territory now for the Cardinals, as they're kind of in no man's land here on their offense. And taking a lot of time now. I'm not sure why we're still waiting.
Yeah, I don't know if both teams kind of had an injury timeout there, if they called an injury timeout. I'm not sure what the holdup here is. Now it looks like we're breaking the huddle and getting back out there.
Cheney comes out now on offense. 2nd and 16, 4:59. The clock will run. I think it runs on the snap now. Then thanks so much for tuning in to True Country here from Cheney. Back-to-back road games here for the Greenbacks. I formation again for the Cardinals as Burdick is under center, I should say. He fakes the pitch, throws across the middle, and it is looked incomplete. They're going to say it's caught. It looked like it hit the ground, but apparently they say Casey Messenger caught it. I don't say how there's any way he did.
I don't know. That back official, his hands almost looked like they started to signal incomplete there. And then he changed his mind and signaled catch. Man, if Max would have just got his head around there, he would have had a play on that ball. Not Max, but Carson.
Just like that, it's 1st and goal Cardinals on the 10, exactly in the middle of the hashes. Cheney, after giving up the score, have come right back down the field thanks to the big kickoff return. In the I formation again, Burdick under gun. He will hand it off this time to Nash Ray, and he's cut down for a gain of, Nash Young, I should say, for a gain of 1. It's 2nd and goal from the 9 Cardinals.
Yeah, Greenbacks need to do all they can here to keep Cheney out of the end zone there. Score that first touchdown for the Greenbacks, and you'd like to come back, score again, make it a one-possession game, and give up that big kick return. And Cheney's knocking on the door here of taking this back to a 21-point ball game.
4:05 to go here in quarter number 3. Cheney 21, Pratt 7. The Cardinals knocking on the door. 2nd and goal from the 9. Come out in the I formation again. Burdick under center. Takes the snap, a lot of movement before the snap, and a false start goes against the Cardinals, and that's a big play for the Greenbacks. Can they take advantage again?
Yeah, think of penalty yards. Cheney is doing everything they can to let us get in this game or get back in it or stay in it, and we've just got to capitalize on some of these mental mistakes by Cheney.
That backs them up near the 15, back to the 16. At the 15 is exactly where they spot it. 2nd and goal Cardinals from the 15, and again they come out in the I formation with the wide receiver to either side. Burdick takes a snap, hands it off, and blown up in the backfield. Easton Rector and Drake Van Squick there to make the tackle on Nashion.
Those are two guys you do not want to see in the backfield if you're a running back, waiting to wrap you up, and they were there as soon as that exchange took place.
Now this becomes really interesting for Cheney. It's 2nd and goal Cardinals back on the, or 3rd and goal, 3rd and goal Cardinals back on the Greenback 22-yard line. And you wonder now, you're probably getting too far away from a field goal here.
Their kicker does look like he has a leg, though. The extra points we've seen him kick, he does look like he might be capable of putting something through the uprights.
It's 3rd and goal Cheney from the Greenback 21. 2:55 to go in the third quarter. Burdick empty, looks to throw out to the flat, now has time to run, up the middle, he has a lot of room to run, breaks out of tackles to the 10, 5, touchdown, he broke out of 6 tackles into the end zone.
Just open field tackling. We saw it last week a little bit against Halstead where we weren't able to make those open field tackles, and we attributed a little bit to the different surface, the grass, but tonight there's no excuse to be overrunning things or not making those one-arm tackles. We're just not getting squared up and getting our feet set. You can't tackle these guys with one arm.
3rd and goal from the 21-yard line. Josh Burdick has his 2nd 21-yard touchdown quarterback scramble of the night. He only came into the contest, I should mention, with 39 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown.
Wow.
Tonight, he has over 60 on the ground and 2 touchdowns. That's the difference in the game. 2:44 to go in quarter number 3. Cheney 27 and Pratt 7. You're tuned into Greenback Football on True Country. Back in 60 seconds.
Man, Cheney, another score. Those open field tackles are killing us.
Quarterback
They're
with
too
2
athletic.
runs.
You can't tackle these guys with one arm. You've got to get there, get squared up, get
too fast, too strong.
Yeah, you can get away with that against some lesser teams, but not Cheney.
Nope.
Thought we had him there too. Third and long.
That's his second one.
It's right where you want him. All right, we got to do something.
Thank you so much to Carl Rada back in the studio, keeping the energy alive here in the booth with that intro music. I love it. 2:44 to go in quarter number 3. Cheney 27, Pratt 7. Greenback set to get the football back, and Johnny Martinez can't field it. It will go all the way to the end zone, and now Martinez is tackled in the end zone, and that might be a safety.
I don't think Johnny thought, I think he thought once he was in the end zone, he was safe there, but I think because it touched him first before it got in the end zone.
Now the officials are meeting.
Yeah, what is the ruling on that? If you're out there calling, shoot us a message.
The Cardinal crowd is going crazy. The officials are meeting. Still haven't seen an official signal from the White Hat. It's a safety.
There it is. They already call it a safety. It must have been because it touched Johnny before it went in the end zone. The ball was live where he touched it.
Boy, that is just a back-breaking play for the Greenbacks. 2:40 to go in quarter number 3. Cheney 29, Pratt 7. And now the Cardinals will get the football back.
And again, Coach Holting still arguing with the officials over there, not happy with that call at all. I'm not sure which way. I can't speak on it too intelligently one way or the other to know if he's right or wrong. I'm going to side with Brent and assume that he knows what he's talking about.
Boy, that is just killer. The Greenbacks have an incredible start to quarter number 3, but back-to-back special teams plays proved to be almost a dagger now at this point, as it was about a 80-yard kickoff return by Jacksonville, setting up great field position. The Cardinals punch it in, and then on the following kickoff from the Cardinals, it's a safety.
Yeah, just that ball took a couple weird bounces, and Johnny never really got a chance to get it. As he went back and tried to grab it, the ball kind of shoots off his hand into the end zone. And I really think at that point he kind of looked at the official and put his hands up. He thought that it was a dead ball once he got into the end zone with it.
Martinez, a little bit of confusion, and oh my goodness, just like that, after Cheney scores, they get the football back immediately and add 2 more points onto their lead.
And most likely they're going to get pretty good field position here coming out of that safety, having to kick off from the 20-yard line.
Greenbacks will kick it right to left. 2:40 to go in quarter number 3. Cheney 29, Greenbacks 7. If the Cardinals put up points here, we're approaching a running clock territory now. So Adrian Warhes with his leg.
He's going to get a chance to show his leg off here.
Oh my goodness. This is his best opportunity to show off his leg and what he can do. And he boots it. It's a good kick, but caught at the 25-yard line by Cheney. And that's Middleton, who has room to run and cut down at the Cheney 47-yard line is where they will spot the football.
All right, you can't think you're out of this if you're the Greenbacks. I mean, 29-7, that's a tough gap to overcome, but it's still only the third quarter. If you're the Greenbacks, you still got to be saying, hey, put some points on the board and just see where that takes us.
The Greenbacks have picked off Josh Burdick tonight twice. He could use a big play here defensively. 2:34 to go in the third, 1st and 10 Cardinals. God, they spotted that at the 48-yard line. I don't agree. High snap, Burdick gets it down to the tailback, and Easton Rector absolutely crushes Braden Dibble at the 49-yard line of the Greenbacks.
Boy, we've seen a couple of those high snaps tonight, Austin. It'd be nice if one of those would just get a little bit higher and out the reach of
There's been
there.
one time tonight where it did.
Yeah.
He had to fall on it back on about the 10-yard line. Cheney punted it, and the Greenbacks couldn't convert inside of Cardinal territory. That was on the first drive for either team of the game. 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. 2 wide receivers to the far side of the formation. Handoff will go up the middle this time again to Dibble, who runs over Johnny Martinez and is thrown down at the 41-yard line.
Still just the Greenbacks just reaching with one arm. They've got to get both arms on these guys. They're just not going to go down with one arm. We've seen it all night, and it continues to be the case.
Greenbacks have not had to deal with this kind of speed and athleticism all season long, and you can tell they've been used to being able to make those tackles with one arm throughout the first 3 games of the season.
Yeah,
tonight you just can't do it.
And I'd say Cheney's, you said speed and their physicality, goes right along with that. It's been a physical game by Cheney. They come in hot and on defense, and offensively they run the ball with their head down.
90 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Cheney 29, Pratt 7. 3 guys back in the backfield, but it'll go to Dibble again off to the near side. He has a lot of room to run up to the 29-yard line before Johnny Martinez can cut him down. But there is a flag down way back in the backfield. Cheney, honestly, the only thing that stopped them tonight is themselves with these penalties.
Yeah, I'd agree, Austin.
It's just been their own mistakes. Bad throws have led to interceptions and penalties. That's the only thing that has stopped their offense tonight. And it puts it back all the way, because the penalty was thrown about 6 yards deep past the line of scrimmage, and it's 10 yards after that. So it's 1st and forever now for the Cardinals, back on their own, right where the drive started on the 47-yard line.
But how many times have we said that? 1st and forever,
true.
2nd and 18, and then all of a sudden 3 plays later they're in the end zone where they've picked up a first down.
Dibble goes in motion. High snap, and it's thrown in the backfield to Dibble. He tries to break outside, breaks out of another arm tackle, hurdles a man, and is out of bounds. Another flag is down. This might be another hold against Cheney again on the outside.
Might be a block in the back there or a hold there as he tried to get around the end.
The flag was thrown around Hudson Ditchin, who was blocking over there on that far sideline for Cheney. It's thrown right at the 50-yard line, and Cheney might be moving backwards again.
Yeah, like you said, Austin, the only thing stopping them tonight.
Holding Cheney again. Unbelievable. That's 10 more yards. It'll now be 1st and 30 for the Cardinals with the ball spotted all the way back around the 40-yard line. Right at the 40-yard line. Unbelievable. Just moving backwards, and you know Shelby Gorman's got to be happy with the way his defense has been played, but there might be some yards run by the offense for the penalties.
Yeah, you take away the penalties, and their offenses looked great.
Unbelievable.
But unfortunately, they go hand in hand. You can't choose which ones you take and which ones you don't.
37 seconds left in quarter number 3. Cheney 29, Pratt 7. 1st and 29, Cardinals back on their own 40 now. In the gun. He has all the time in the world to throw to the far sideline, and Jackson Voth is wide open, gets all the penalty yards back, and then some. Well, they needed 30, and they got 20 on the first play.
Those wide receivers create so much separation when they run those routes that they've got time to not only wait for the ball, and it's usually a well-thrown ball. When they catch it, they're still 3-4 yards away before the nearest defender.
That is a gain of, you needed 29. They just got 21. It's now 2nd and 8 as James Baker is down in the back, or correction, Brock Bourgeois, I should say, is down in the backfield for the Greenbacks, right around where the quarterback was at. It's another Gatlin Medical Arts Pharmacy injury update, and we will be back in 60 seconds. Oh. Thanks so much to Colorado back in the studio. And yes, as you heard, the third quarter has just come to an end as Brock Bourgeois got up off the field, but the clock was running. They only stopped it for the injury, and then once Bourgeois got off the field, they said, let's run the clock again. So 16 seconds run off the clock. We're at the end of quarter number 3. Cheney 29, Pratt 7. We'll keep it right here with us here on True Country after we just took a timeout for the injury. And Cody, 12 minutes of football remain. Hold up those 4 fingers as the Greenbacks try it. They got to have a miracle here now in 12 minutes.
You never know. You never know. A miracle, you said it. It would be that, but you never know.
Right now, Cody,
play like you got a chance still.
I think the Greenbacks have honestly done a good job. I'd say they probably won that third quarter had it not been for special teams plays. A big kick return by Jackson Voth, and then a safety on the other end as the Greenbacks trying to return it. That's kind of been the difference here in this third quarter.
Yeah,
really.
and they had plenty of opportunities to get back in that game with the penalties that Cheney kind of mistakenly took and kept moving the chains back. So the Greenbacks had opportunities. They're going to have one coming out here 2nd and 8 of this quarter break, but need a stop from the Greenbacks here and start capitalizing on some of those mistakes by Cheney.
Starting out this drive for the Cardinals, it was 1st and 29. Now it's 2nd and 8 after a gain of 21 on the first play. 2 wide receivers to either side as Burdick is in the gun empty, breaking out of a tackle, 2 tackles, and then thrown down by Adrian Juarez, who's been really the only sure tackler for the Greenbacks tonight. after a gain or a loss of 1 on second down.
A little bit of an option play there from Cheney. They kind of ran that read option where had the option to keep it, handed it off that time. I thought he was going to break another one-arm tackle, but then the Greenbacks got there in time to stop him for a loss.
Braden Dibble on the carry that time. He broke out of 2 tackles by Easton Rector. And then Jared Johnson before Adrian Juarez says, "You're not getting out of my tackle." 3rd and 10 Cardinals on the Greenback 41-yard line, going right to left now. Burdick in the gun, under pressure from Keyrell Thompson, now rolls out to his right, throws way deep down the field, caught at the 3-yard line and down at the 1.
Wow, what a throw on the run with pressure coming from the backside, and he's still able to make that throw. And we've seen it all night. The Cheney wide receivers are just able to get separated from the Greenback secondary.
Coulter McDaniel on the reception. He jumped up and caught it at the 5 after an absolute beautiful pass from quarterback for the Cardinals, Josh Burdick. My goodness.
Yeah, I've been, coming into this game and even this season, we were wondering, why isn't that Voth kid playing quarterback? He was such a good athlete last year, and his older brother who ran that position last year graduated. You kind of just naturally assumed
now
he would
we
be
know
there.
why.
Now we know.
1st and goal, Cardinals on the 1. Burdick will keep it himself up the middle. He falls forward, and he's in.
Touchdown, Cheney.
Cheney punches it in again, this time from 1 yard out, as Josh Burdick, again, only had 1 touchdown coming into tonight on the ground, has now 3 rushing touchdowns himself, and Cheney capitalizes after the Greenback safety and goes up 35-7 with 10:59 to go here in quarter number 4.
Well, I don't know the last time the Greenbacks have seen a game like this, Austin.
No. Yeah.
Not in this last 2-year stretch, This is kind of an anomaly from what we usually see from Coach Holting and the Greenbacks.
They had a tough game on the road last year at Holcomb. But even with Harrison Voth at the helm, the Greenbacks didn't struggle this much against the Cardinals. 10:59 to go in quarter number 4. It's Cheney 36, Pratt 7. You're tuned in to Greenback football here on True Country. We're back in 60 seconds.
Ooh, Cheney in the end zone again. All right, let's see. We'll give you some scores around the state that we got earlier at halftime. Smoky Valley, Andale. Anybody want to guess on that? 35-0 Andale. Ellsworth up 15-0 on Hillsboro. Halstead losing to Southeast Saline 22-3. Don't have a score for the Heston Trinity game. And looks like Hoisington was getting beat 14-0 at half as well. So, those might not have all been halftime scores. We'll get an update on those a little bit later.
That's awesome.
Greenbacks come out and just stop the bleeding. Make this a respectable game here.
I'm not even going to tweet it. I was going to tweet it, but I'm like, yeah.
Cheney crowd is fired up here. Rightfully so. Big game for them.
10:57 to go here in the ball game. Cheney 36, Pratt 7. As Johnny Martinez does get a chance this time to return it, and he takes it out to the Greenback 39-yard line. Pratt will be going left to right now on the radio dial and try and get some life before heading to Hoisington next week.
Yeah, you want to come out of this game with some type of positive. We don't quite know what it is yet. See if we can put something together this drive. Just Greenbacks haven't looked themselves tonight.
Haven't been themselves on special teams. Offense has kind of been struggling, and defense, Cheney has kind of had their way. 1st and 10 Greenbacks on their own 39. Haney looking to throw, and a wide open Max Uni breaks out of a tackle. There goes Uni, trying to get away from Jackson Voth and into Cardinal territory down to the 33-yard line. The biggest play of the night for the Greenbacks is a pass.
Yeah, great play there. Well thrown ball, well caught, and good yards after the first contact there by Max.
Max had a quick juke right when he caught the football to get away from the linebacker Hudson Ditchin. But then Jackson Voth chased him down all the way to the Cheney 32-yard line. is where Pratt sets up now 1st and 10 with 10:25 to go in the ball game, trailing 36-7. In the backfield, Haney takes the snap again, looking to throw. Throws out to the flat, and Johnny Martinez has it. Spins out of a tackle. Down near the first down, he'll be maybe about a half a yard shy, up to about the 22-yard line.
Now we're seeing a little bit of that Pratt offense that we thought we might see coming into this game. I'm just afraid it might be a little too late, though.
Couple good throws by Carson Hamey. He kind of struggled in the first half, overthrowing his intended targets. Those have both been on the money to Max Uni and Johnny Martinez out of the gun. 2nd and half a yard for the Greenbacks on the Cheney 24-yard line, going left to right. It's Hamey in the gun. Martinez stands to his left. Johnny gets the direct snap, hands off to Grayson Mandel. There goes Grayson pushing the pile up to the 17-yard line, and a Greenback first down inside the BTI green zone.
All right, let's finish this drive off with a score here.
Grayson Mandel's had some tough runs tonight, and this has been the best drive by far for the Greenbacks.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to look, are there any secondary people out there for Cheney? And I don't think there is. This is the first team defense out for the Cardinals.
Yeah, this drive looks good. It's all been positive yards, nothing to set us back.
Hamey in the gun, Uni to his left. Max takes the low snap up the middle, following Carson. There goes Max, 10-5, touchdown Greenbacks. What in the world just happened? The best drive I've seen all night, maybe all season from the Greenbacks. No flaws, no stops, and the Greenbacks are in less than 2 minutes.
Now that's what we thought we might see coming into this game, Austin.
My goodness.
And we're not seeing it till the 9-minute mark in the fourth quarter. The Greenbacks looked great there.
A 17-yard touchdown run by Max Uni, his 2nd of the night. And we'll wonder if the Greenbacks will go for 2 here. The clock stops at 9:09 to go here in the ball game. Greenbacks do look like they are set up to go for 2. Hamey in the gun, Uni to his right. Max gets the snap again, this time off to the right side. Max fights forward, falls forward. The ball is out, picked up by Hamey, and he's in.
I don't know if he can advance it, Austin. I don't know if it can be advanced.
And that's what the Cheney defense is arguing.
Yeah.
You think you're right, Cody.
I think a fumble by the offense can't be advanced.
Now the white hat is coming out, and they will talk to the FAR official. 9:08 to go here, 9:09 I should say, to go here in the ball game. As of right now, it's Cheney 36, Pratt 15. It could be 17 here. We'll see. Now the official is going to talk to us here with his mic.
The runner fumbled the ball. The runner must recover the touchdown.
So it is no good. Cody is right. Can't advance it on the fumble. So 9:09 to go in the ball game. It's Cheney 36, Pratt 13. You're tuned into Greenback football here on True Country, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. What on earth?
I know, that
play
looked great. Yeah, fourth quarter, 9 minutes to go. The Greenbacks go down with their cleanest drive of the night, and Max runs that in from, how far out was he there? What did you have?
11.
I can't read that. It looks
17.
It looks like you wrote it right-handed, but you should be
I can't write.
Yeah,
I can't write.
Good drive there for the Greenbacks. We need to end this game on some positive notes.
That was positive.
That was positive. That was positive. I wonder if we can do that 4 more times in 9 minutes.
Yeah, my handwriting is so bad. Let me show this for all the people at home so you can see what I'm doing here. Look at that.
Yeah.
I can read it, but I don't think anyone else on the planet can.
Because if you were going to have me read that back to Coach Holting or somebody.
I can read it, but I don't think anyone else can. Welcome back to Cardinal Field here in Cheney. The Greenbacks march right down the field without any hesitation or stop and punch it in from 17 yards out thanks to Max Uni. 9:09 to go in the ball game. It's Cheney 36, Pratt 13. And the Greenbacks will try an onside kick here. It's caught by the Cardinals on their own 42-yard line, and that's where they will set up as, of course, who else? Jackson Voth is there for the recovery.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go for it if you're Pratt. Cheney's going to get good field position here, but at this point, you know, you got to go for broke if you're Pratt. You got to let out all the stops, take the chance at the onside kick there. Now just hope your defense can come up with a quick stop and give you the ball back.
right now at this point for the Greenbacks, you're trying to create some momentum headed into next week against Hoisington. Cheney, 1st and 10. Last time they drove all the way down the field thanks to short fieldage after the Jacksonville run.
Booth is everywhere. He's on the onside kick. It's like, we kick it
No,
deep
how,
to him. He's
how
there.
did he come up
He's
with the
on
onside kick recovery? I formation, pitch out to Dibble in the backfield, and he takes it up to the 45 and a gain of 2 on 1st down before he is tackled by Adrian Juarez and Easton Rector. Again, definitely the most sure tacklers tonight for the Greenbacks have been those two. They haven't missed one yet.
Yeah, Easton's had a good game.
He's had back-to-back-to-back-to-back.
He's had a good season. Easton's had a great start to his senior season.
It's 2nd and 8, Cheney, as they are allowing to run some clock now. It's the slowest they've been in the huddle, and understandably so with such a large lead. The Cardinals, I should have looked who they play next. That would have been a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't see who they've got next on their schedule.
We know where the Greenbacks are going. I formation again for Cheney. Under center, the handoff will go up the middle this time and push backwards again by Easton Rector. Was Braden Dibble again on the carry?
Yeah, Greenbacks looking good. You don't know if at this point in the game if Cheney's kind of taken a little bit off the throttle here. Greenbacks still got their foot on it. But, man, otherwise, the Greenbacks last 5 minutes of this quarter, I guess not 5, there's only 12 in the quarter. Can't do math here, Austin.
Almost 5.
Almost
5.
4 minutes. Last 4 minutes of the quarter. They've looked good coming out of this quarter break.
3rd and 5, Cheney from their own 48-yard line. They need to get to the Greenback 47. I formation as Burdick comes under center with a wide receiver on either side. Josh takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, has a lot of time to throw downfield and way overthrows his target that time. Kason Messenger. Rare missed throw that time from Burdick, especially when he's rolling out. He seems to get even better. That time he missed it.
Yeah, he has been. He's been really effective rolling out, throwing that ball.
It's 4th and 5 now.
Quick 3 and out here for the Greenbacks.
Yeah, it was a quick 3 and out, and it stops the clock with 7:31 to go here in the ball game. Pratt does not have to use one of their 3 timeouts that they still have left. Gives an opportunity for a couple of fans now to clear out.
We saw Cheney go for it last time deep in their own territory.
Yes.
You would think you would punt here, but it doesn't look like they're going to.
Johnny Martinez is back. Cheney wanted an offsides. They won't get one because no one moved. The Cardinal crowd wanted one, but no. Good punt. And Johnny Martinez has to chase it down as it goes all the way to the 5 and will roll all the way to the 1 again. Wow. That's the second time tonight that Cheney has gotten it down to the 1 yard line.
Inside the 1 yard line, Austin. We talk about Adrian being a weapon on special teams for us. You're able to punt the ball like that. That is huge. Greenbacks have to go 99.5 yards now if they want a chance to score on this drive.
And that's Josh Burdick, the quarterback, is the one making those punts in that awkward
It's an awkward formation.
Yeah.
He's only about as deep as he would be taking a ball from the shotgun, about 5 yards deep, and still able to just one step, one kick, and man.
Well, it's impressive. That's the second time tonight he's pinned the Greenbacks at the 1 or deeper now. First and 10 Greenbacks on their own half-yard line, going left to right. 7:22 to go in the ball game. It's Cheney 36, Greenbacks 13. Hamey standing 5 yards deep in the end zone, empty. Looks to throw and throws across the middle, and it's dropped by Johnny Martinez at the 20.
I thought he brought that in. I couldn't see the way his body and the ball was blocked there. That'd have been a heck of a catch by Johnny. Man, throwing the ball there is risky. You need a little bit of breathing room here.
2nd and 10. The clock stops at 7:15 to go in the ball game. 36-13, Cheney with the lead, and haven't seen the Greenbacks throw it, but boy, they threw it really effectively the last drive to Johnny Martinez on that exact same play, that time just a little bit outside of his outstretched arms. Hamey this time has Uni to his left, but looks to throw again, rolls out to his right, and nearly threw, and he does. He threw an interception, Kason Messenger, 10-5, touchdown Cheney.
Wow, that ball was thrown into a crowd there. I thought it was going to hit the ground. It bobbled a little bit there.
It was tipped by 2 different players for the Cardinals, and J.R. Johnson tipped it as well, as there were 3 Cardinals there surrounding J.R. Johnson. Hamey elects to throw it anyway, and it's a pick 6 for Cheney. 7:06 to go in the ball game. They lead at 42-13. Did not expect this coming into tonight's game at all. So out to punt for the Cardinals will be number 63 for Cheney, and that is Grady Kuhn. He's missed a point after. That one, he did not. 7:06 to go in the ball game. It's Cheney 43, Pratt 13. You're tuned in to Greenback Football on True Country. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Pratt just not able to get anything going here. 43-13. Only 7 minutes left to go. And I think any hope died with that one there, Austin.
Cheney has now scored in all 3 facets of the game, special teams, defense, and offense.
Wow. They've got a lot of athletes. And we do too, but theirs are standing out tonight. Their athletes are really standing out tonight.
It's been very impressive to watch. Very impressive. I just want to see some momentum before going to Hoisington.
To get something positive here.
We got to bounce back because Hoisington will be ready.
Yeah, they're going to be ready. Looks like rain's starting to fall there.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I don't think my cameras are rainproof up there on the top of the booth.
It's raining.
Guess we'll find out if iPhones are really waterproof. If we get any technical difficulties, it's we're going to blame it on the rain.
Welcome back to Cardinal Field here in Cheney. And now we have to take a look at the Schooler Grain weather update as a little bit of rain starting to fall here in Cheney. 7:06 to go in the ball game. It's Cheney 43, Pratt 13. And the ball will be kicked here towards the near sideline. Martinez catches it at the 8, takes it to the far sideline. Johnny goes to the 30, 35, 40. There goes Martinez down the far sideline, 50, 45, 40 into Cardinal territory. Johnny Martinez, give him the ball and let him go.
Well, these Greenbacks are not quitting, that's for sure.
I don't see any rain here on my, it looks like it's raining pretty hard in Kingman right now. And it looks like there's rain moving this way, but I don't see it here yet. It looks like it's coming, but
yeah, look out the window.
What do I know? I mean, I know, like, just step outside. It is coming down. So odd. 6:55 to go in the ball game. 1st and 10 Greenbacks on the Cardinal 45-yard line after a great return by Martinez. Uni rolls out to his right, throws deep down the field. It's caught in stride down to the 10-yard line. Goes Justice Tetro, his biggest play of the season. 1st and goal, Greenbacks on the 10 after a 35-yard pass from Uni to Tetro. What on earth is happening in this football game?
It's like we get down and out of this game, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, let's have a big play. Why couldn't we have done that in the first half?
The most bizarre football game I've ever seen from the Greenbacks. And Cheney looked confused on that one as well, like, what just happened? And now there's a bad snap all the way back to the 25. Max Uni has to make something out of nothing, and he'll be cut down at the 24-yard line.
Well, you wonder if that rain coming down a little bit's got that ball a little wet on the turf and makes that ball a little tougher to handle.
So bizarre with the rain that just started to fall out of nowhere. And yeah, that one definitely probably played an impact there as the Greenbacks can push it all the way back now to the Cheney 24-yard line. It's 2nd and goal from the 24 Greenbacks. Hey, last time the Cardinals were here, they scored, right? So why can't we?
Let's take a play from their playbook here.
Goodness. Clock under 5:50 to go now here in the ball game. Max Uni with the snap, looking to throw, steps up in the pocket, now rolls out to his left with a lot of room. 20, 15, 10, 5, Max Uni is in! A touchdown, Greenbacks, they did it!
You called it! Why can't we score?
What on earth? The Greenbacks did it. We said, why not? The Cardinals did it.
And we got a flag down there right in the corner of the end zone there. Yes.
There's a flag down.
I think we got excited a little too early.
Oh, what a shame. Oh, it is a touchdown. Personal foul, face mask on Cheney. How about that?
All right. Put some points on the board.
Unbelievable. 5:38 to go in the ball game, and Max Uni takes it 24 yards in on the run. His 3rd touchdown of the night.
All right, close that gap a little bit.
Wow. Greenbacks looking to go for 2 here. Snap will go up the middle to Keyrell Thompson, who fights forward, and he's in. Keyrell Thompson with a 2-point conversion. 5:38 to go in the ball game. Cheney 43, Pratt 21. You're tuned in to Greenback Football on True Country. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Oh, it was a pick six. Right?
Oh,
yeah. My score's all
they had
messed
that
up
pick
now.
six there. But Greenbacks, 5:38 to go. Get in on a big play there by Max Uni again. Cut the score to 43-21. Might be out of reach, but we can still get excited.
That was exciting. That was awesome. Because we called it.
Yes,
just
you were like, why can't we score?
Well, they did it. Why can't we?
Touche.
Oh, my gosh.
I think all the Cheney fans are wondering why we're so excited up here.
That's fair. That's very fair. What an odd game.
Hey, you got to take your excitement when you can get it, right?
That was exciting.
That was exciting.
There was nobody on that left side.
No, it looked like he dropped back to pass the ball.
Yeah,
As he got pressured a little bit, tucked it and took off.
Thanks so much to Carl Rada back in the studio. Cody Eastis, Austin McNorton here with you live from Cardinal Field. And now a lot of time here in between the kickoff as Pratt scores their third touchdown of the night and third touchdown of the night for Max Uni. Uni now up to 8 touchdowns on the season, 7 of those on the ground, 1 through the air. 5:38 to go in the ballgame. It's Cheney 43, Pratt 21, and now the Greenbacks in a unique situation because Pratt will be kicking it from the Cardinal 45-yard line as there was a face mask after, which is so odd to see a face mask afterwards for Max Uni.
Got a player down. I didn't see that, Austin. I think that's the delay here. We've got a Greenback down in the end zone there.
Oh, yeah. Kiro Thompson, who had the 2-point conversion, was down in the end zone. That's what the delay was. I'm glad it was that, and I was thinking, like weather delay, like we're going to be here a while,
Yeah.
so at least it's not a weather delay with only 5:38 to go in a game that's pretty much over.
We did get some confirmation from some of our loyal listeners. Cheney travels to, I don't know if they travel to, but they play Smoky Valley next week. Who's on their schedule.
Yeah,
so
it's a big
who looked
game.
like they were taking a beating from Andale tonight.
Back-to-back district games for the Cardinals, whereas the Greenbacks had kind of an awkward district game tonight and then non-district game next week, and then back to district plays. The Greenbacks will host Smoky Valley on homecoming. 5:38 to go in the ball game. Cheney 43, Pratt 21. Greenbacks will kick it left to right on the radio dial from the Cardinal 45-yard line as there was a face mask after the touchdown, which is one of the most odd things I've ever seen. I think a Cardinal
there have been some odd calls tonight. Some odd decisions.
So Juarez, I don't even know how you attack this. They kick it and takes a good Greenback bounce, but right up into the gut of number 15 that time for Cheney, Coulter McDaniel. So the Cardinals will be set up 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line going right to left with 5:37 to go in the ball game, leading 43-21.
You know, Greenback's last possession for Cheney came out and had a good 3 and out. See if they can do it again here and maybe another quick score and get this score looking a little bit, a little better than what we've got right now.
13 seconds on the play clock. Cardinals break the huddle in the gun with trips to the near side of Burdick in the gun. Man goes in motion. It's the bubble screen again. Out to Dipple, and he is cut down by Easton Rector, who has been phenomenal, best by far for the Greenbacks at making those open field tackles.
10 yards on the outside there. Easton he's everywhere on this field
Easton
tonight.
Rector lines up as basically the nose guard for the Greenback defense, and he made that tackle out in the flat, 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know how he does it.
And now we got Easton hobbling off to the sideline there, so hopefully he's okay.
Coming out under center this time is Burdick in the I formation. Greenbacks have 4 down linemen as Burdick watches the play clock click down to 6 and snaps it at 4. Now a handoff goes up to the fullback, but he's cut down immediately by number 73. I was like, I kept seeing a 73. That is Brock Bourgeois for a short gain of 1.
Yeah,
it's
had him
3rd and 11.
Tripped up early there in the backfield there. Now A long third down here for Cheney.
4.5 minutes exactly remain in this football game. Cheney 43, Pratt 21. Greenbacks just trying to create some momentum before next week, and this would be a step in the right direction if they can get another 3 and out for the Cardinals, which would be back-to-back 3 and outs for Cheney for the first time all night.
I wonder what's different this fourth quarter. I wonder what's what flip has switched for the Greenbacks and really had them being productive here.
High snap. Burdick takes it to the right. Now under pressure. Throws towards the far sideline. Voth nearly caught it with one hand.
Well, he was there. If that throw had been there, Voth was there.
There was pressure in his face thanks to Adrian Juarez coming up that middle. Cody, we mentioned his name several times coming up the middle. He's been the only one who's been able to get pressure on Burdick at the quarterback position. It stops the clock with 4:01 left in the ball game. 4th and 11 Cardinals from their own 32-yard line, and they will have to punt it again. We'll see if Burdick can pin it back on the one this time.
If he can do it from there, I'm going to be really impressed.
He's the player of the game automatically. I don't even care. 2 wide receivers to either side, and now he'll step back for the punt. And it's to the far side and takes some bounces and will go out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. And actually the 32-yard line of the Greenbacks, 1st and 10 Pratt. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in to our various different ways here tonight. The Rockingham Media app, the Central KS Radio.net, of course, on the radio, 1290 AM, 96.7 FM, and then our new streaming platform that Cody set up on his own tonight. It's been pretty fantastic.
Little hiccups early on, so if you're watching, we're kind of at the mercy of our internet, but I think I think we're doing something good here, Austin.
I think it's been pretty fantastic. Despite the game, it's been a lot of fun. 3:53 to go. Greenbacks looking to pass as Hamey rolls out to his right, now throws back left, and that's picked.
Yeah, that's trouble.
And cut down at the 30-yard line again. It's just been some tough decisions by some, I think that might have been Max on that throw that time, as it's at the 30-yard line now for Cheney on another interception. That's their 3rd of the night.
Yeah, just some of those plays where you're down by 22 points, you got to go for it. But man, throwing the ball away there or taking that sack is more beneficial. Even though the game's out of reach, you've got to learn that in a close game, or when you need those, you can't do that. So you don't like to see them here.
1st and 10, and I just saw a lot of lightning off to the left. Please. 3:45 to go in the ball game, and that could be nightmare. It's the I formation up the middle and cut down at the 25-yard line. A nice pickup of 1st down that time by the tailback. Braden Dibble, I had on my sheet tonight, and you really hope you saw Caleb Weirman kind of come out awkwardly. Oh, no! They saw the lightning too.
So that mean we come back tomorrow and start 0-0?
This will be really interesting.
I hope so. I don't think that's the case.
I wish.
I think that's wishful thinking. I think at this point, both ADs will probably get together. They'll wait it out. But at this point in the game, I can see him calling it official.
Yeah, this might be. We'll keep you posted. Follow us on Kansas True Country on Facebook. Mostly follow us on @AustinMcNorton on Twitter. We'll try and keep you posted best we can, as we are now, both teams will have to go to the locker room.
Boy, I didn't have
both fans will have to leave, I believe.
Oh, is that?
As lightning is in the area, so everyone pretty much has to clear out except for us here in the press box.
I didn't have content planned for a lightning delay here, Austin, for the live stream.
This is the first lightning delay that Cody and I have had in our entire career.
2 years.
It's a long career.
Yeah.
So the clock stops. 3:22. Yeah, there is a lot of lightning here off to the west. 3:22 to go in the ball game. It's Cheney 43, Pratt 21. And honestly, a lot of fans might hit the road in a game that's over, and you wonder how long this delay lasts. I'm pretty sure, at least in the college level, it's 30 minutes after every lightning that you see.
I'll bet we could get
so
some,
we're going to get a lot. So here's what we're going to
confirmation.
do here on the radio side of things. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to try and get some confirmation as to how this is all going to work out. Come back, update you all. Follow me on Twitter, @AustinMcNorton on Twitter. It's Cheney 43, Pratt 21. You're tuned into Greenback Football on True Country, and we are back in 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, not sure about this. If you're watching the live stream, we got some options here. What should we do for gosh knows for how long? I wonder if
this is going to be interesting.
It'd be nice if we could phone in some correspondence from around the state and get some updates here.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Well, I don't see why we can't do it. Let's just see what we can round up. Yeah, if you're watching, appreciate you watching the live stream tonight. Looked like we had a good amount of viewers on there tonight, so we'll find out a little bit more about this lightning delay. If they call it quits here, we might too. Or like I said, we might try to update you with some scores. We've got some time to kill and really didn't plan on this gap, so let's see what we can do. I think I will go get the camera from up top and bring it down.
Huh?
How can you stop the game?
Like, what's that? Oh, I know. What's the
3 minutes.
what is the official 30 minutes? Is that what it is? Okay. That's unofficially official.
So it is college, yeah.
So yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of people clear out tonight with only 3:22 to go in the game. Oh, let's see here. All right, we're going to take a quick break on the YouTube feed. If you want to stay with us and tune in, we'll see what happens. If not, thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
It's over.
Oh, it's over.
They just called it. Well, I just tweeted out lightning delay,
yeah,
and they just called it.
They just announced over the last 50 that the game is official. It is over 43-21.
3:22.
With 3:22 in the game left, they're not going to wait this out with the score being what it is. Had this been a closer game, this could have been a really interesting situation.
Very.
How do you handle that lightning delay? Are we coming back on?
Welcome back to Cardinal Field here at Cheney. Austin McNorton, Cody Eastis here with you live in Cheney, Kansas. 3:22 to go in the ball game. Lightning delay. Both athletic directors, coaching staffs all meet together with the head officials. Here's the ruling on the lightning delay. Every time you see lightning, 30 minutes is added on to the time of how long you have until you have to come back, get the players to warm back up, and get started again. So both the coaches meet, both the athletic directors meet, and they just called the game. Final score, Cheney 43, Pratt 21. They ended the game with 3:22 left in the game, and would have been a really interesting situation had it been a closer game, but with it being on the score that it is, all but over, both all administration staff and coaching staff come together and say, that's it, and the Greenbacks are handed their first loss of the season.
Yeah, what an odd way to end a game.
It was just an odd game in general from the Greenbacks. Cheney's special teams defense were absolutely spectacular. They were able to convert even when they were backed up on second and forever with some of the penalties that the Cardinals had. It was a really, really impressive performance by Cheney, Cody.
Yeah, I was impressed all around. You know, we knew they were going to be good coming into this game just with their athletes. I don't think we realized how many athletes they had. We thought maybe we'd have the advantage with them being underclassmen, not as many games at the varsity level. That did not prove to be the case tonight. Cheney came in here ready to play, ready to put on a good game for their home crowd on senior night, and come away with the win on a big win for them.
So we are now in the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show, and honestly, I'm not sure if we'll get a chance to talk to Brent Holting. It would be pretty tough ask to get him to walk all the way back up here out of the locker room with the lightning delay. So we might give him a call and decide how this Regional Medical Center postgame show is going to work out. So we will be back in 2 minutes. The game is final. Oh, actually, hold on. Brent Holting's coming up here right now. We'll be back in 60 seconds talking to Brent Holting here on the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show.
What's up, Coach?
You want to grab your headset, Cody?
Yes, these mics are hot on the YouTube feed still, too.
Yes.
Oh, get her out of there. There you go.
get stuff off the sideline.
There you go, Brian.
Well, kind of an odd end to the game, but we're here live now in the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show. Due to the weather and the lightning delay, both administration, coaches, officials all meet, decide to call the game. Final score 43-21. Now, Coach, before we're talking to Brent Holting here with us now in the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show. Now, Coach, before we kind of dive into any of the specifics of the game, how was that kind of handled with the lightning delay and coming to that decision to end the game?
You know, we talk about it's about kids' safety. You have to wait out the last lightning strike for 30 minutes, and they were saying that it was going to be at least an hour and a half before we would be able to play. And at that point, with 3 minutes left, your kids are coming in cold after cramping. You know, we both talked about it. Your injury risk really increases and stuff like that happens. So we all kind of got together and made the call that it was probably in the kids' best interest, safety best interest to call the game.
We're here in the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show. Game called due to lightning. Final score, Cheney 43, Pratt 21. Now, Coach, let's dive into now the specifics of the game. And really, things got started with Cheney's defense in that first half, not allowing any points.
Yeah, you know, and that's on me. I didn't have us ready to play. They played a lot harder than we did, played with a lot more passion, and that ultimately is on me. You know, I got to do a better job of getting us prepared, getting us ready, knowing that we're going to get their best shot, and I didn't think that we came out prepared for that tonight, and that's my responsibility.
The athleticism there from Cheney really surprised us, Brent. You know, we knew that they had some younger underclassmen, but just all around, some good athletes, give them some open field, and they were really able to do a lot with it.
Yeah, and we knew that. We knew coming in that we had to keep their quarterback in the pocket, and we did not do a very good job of that. And you know, where they had 2 or 3 touchdowns at least when he broke contain, got outside, either hit a receiver, you know, scrambled. We did not tackle. We worked open field tackling all week, and we just unfortunately were not able to bring that and translate it to the game field tonight. They have some dangerous athletes. They're a good ball club, and unfortunately we let those athletes have too much space, and they got going, and then you know, we shot ourselves in the foot a lot. Had some 4th downs where we just didn't quite get to the marker, and then you know it kind of snowballed on us there. You know, I was proud of our kids. We didn't give up. We kept fighting in the second half. Played well in the second half in spurts. You know, tried to make it a game. We just too many self-inflicted wounds. You know, we won special teams pretty handily the first 3 weeks, and we lost them pretty handily tonight. And that's a huge difference in a game like this, and field position, and so you know all those things contribute.
We're talking to Brent Holting here with us on the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show. Cheney 43, Pratt 21. Greenbacks handed their first loss on the back-to-back season by the Cardinals. And Coach, you talked about you team not fighting, not giving up. What were some of the halftime locker room to come out with such energy in that third quarter?
Well, to be quite honest, there weren't any adjustments to make. We just had to do our job. I think sometimes when you know, and when you face adversity, all of a sudden you press and you try to start doing everyone else's job, and you know, looking at the tape from the first half and looking at things, stuff was there. Same exact stuff we ran in the second half. We just have to do our job, and I think it boils down to that, and that's hard for kids because they want to do well, and when something starts breaking down, they want to start, you know, overcompensating and doing something else instead of just trusting their teammates and doing their job every play, and that's something, you know, we're going to go back to the drawing board. We're going to work on and hopefully come out better from it.
What do you take from this game to heading into Hoisington next week? A lot of things you want to work on, but positives, you know, are there any, did you see that you said, you know, kids never give up, play hard, but how do you kind of recap a game like this and head into a Hoisington week?
Yeah, you got to put it behind you. You got to bury it. I mean, we'll watch the film, we'll make our comments, and then after that we'll bury it. You know, I think you can, you know, the Chinese symbol for adversity and opportunity are the same symbol. So we can look at it as a crisis and say, oh man, we're in adversity, or we can learn from it, which ultimately what football is all about, and go out and be better for it next week and take all of those things that we did wrong,
work on fixing them, both coaches and players, and come out better for it and hopefully put a game together against Hoisington next week.
Coach, we appreciate your time very much. We weren't even going to make you come up here, but then we saw you coming up the stairs, so we appreciate your dedication to Cody and I. A hard-fought game, and we look forward to talking to you next week. That's Brent Holteen here with us on the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show. We'll be back in 2 minutes, pass out some awards, and wrap it all up here from Cheney. Thank you, Coach.
I know, right? That's
a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, how'd you do it? I got to do it again.
Gosh, awards.
Need to get, I'm not sure what awards to give out. If you're watching the YouTube feed there, I didn't have Brent mic'd up. These don't go through it, so.
Did you hear that thunder?
Apologies if you weren't able to hear any of his
We would have been here a while.
Tune into the coaches show Wednesday. We'll probably talk about a lot of the things we just talked about post-game with him.
Or you can go back and listen to us.
Listen to it on the
stream.
Austin's going to post the link here.
I'm going to post the link for the full game afterwards. You can go back and listen to.
So that's a nice new option. I'm glad you guys are doing that.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, there's my daughter. I wondered where my family was.
We would have been here a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, awards. Max player of the game. Hit of the game, Easton.
Yeah, that big one there that I think you heard himself
on. And then
on.
special teams, I honestly.
Wrapping up here from Cheney. Lightning into the game with about 3 minutes left, so not able to finish it. Pratt's going to come away with the loss.
On to Hoisington.
On to Hoisington next week.
Bury it.
Bury
I love
it. That's right. Bury it. Move on to next week. So that's what we're going to do.
Welcome back into the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show here from Cheney. The game ends with 3 minutes left due to lightning. And Cheney wins it 43-21 is our final score. Thanks so much to Brent Holteen for joining us here in the Pratt Regional Medical Center postgame show. It's time now to pass out some awards, and we'll start first with our Mead Lumber stud hit of the game. Thanks so much to John White of Mead Lumber in Pratt as our Mead Lumber stud hit of the game. Boy, we said his name a lot tonight, and there were a lot of tackles missed by the Greenbacks, but not missed by this kid.
No, talking Easton Rector?
I am talking Easton Rector.
I think his was the first name we said tonight. First play of the game. Easton Rector. Said we're going to be saying it a lot. Let's finish with it too. Easton Rector just kind of bookended that game from start to finish. Had a great game and a big hit.
And a lot of athletes, a lot of quick athletes, physical athletes from Cheney, and Easton Rector did not miss, and he had a big hit there. He's our Mead Lumber stud hit of the game. State Farm fan of the game. Boy, I mean, there was a great crowd from the Greenbacks, even though that's a tough one. I honestly, go talk to Dan Gilligan at State Farm, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Dan Gilligan Pratt is ready to help. Call 620-672-3485 today. Boy, I don't know. This is tough.
Fan of the game. Yeah, Ryan, any help back there?
Fan of the Ryan. Game? Let's bring Ryan into the picture
camera here.
Get in. Oh, all right. She's our fan of the game. Won't want to be on the camera. But hey, how about that? Ryan East is fan of the game, sticking it out in the rain. Didn't even expect it. We saw the lightning and just kind of out of nowhere started raining and stuck it out. And wasn't a lot of noise being made over there in that first half, but the energy was brought from that far sideline. So well done. To the Gain Green? Is that what you guys call yourself?
What do you call yourself now? Greenback Nation? What's the crowd called over there? Do they have a name?
Section.
The student section?
I like Gain Green.
We got to come up with something
Scamo
better
night
than
over there.
The student section.
Come on, let's go. So now we move to our, what are we at? Kansas Co-op Special Teams Play of the Game. Kansas Co-op, a very special team, and it'll help you out with all of your agriculture needs. Special teams play of the game, honestly, you heard Brent Holteen say it there too. Cheney, this is the first time the Greenbacks all season have lost the special teams, and honestly lost it pretty good tonight. This is a tough one to pick here, Cody.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of big plays that stand out on special teams, and Johnny had a couple big kick returns.
Now it's really starting to come down rain-wise.
It is starting to come down out there. Yeah, I don't know who you give the special teams play. There really wasn't that standout play that we've seen the first 3 games from the Greenbacks.
I'd probably lean it to Johnny Martinez by default just because of some of his kickoff returns, but he had some woes, some miscues as well.
Nobody convincingly tonight,
nobody convincingly.
It's up for grabs next week.
And finally, our Can-Equip player of the game. Go talk to Rodney Walker at Can-Equip in Pratt for all of your Case IH needs. Can-Equip player of the game tonight. 3 touchdowns again and another back-to-back performance from Max Uni. What a night.
Yeah, he had a great game. You know, I kind of thought the Greenbacks would get something going, and he's the one that kind of got it going for him.
Max Uni, your Can-Equip player of the game tonight as the Greenbacks fall for the first time. Their first loss of the season, again, comes to the Cardinals of Cheney. Final score 43-21. And what a view we have as the rain really coming down.
This is pretty.
You look at the lights, 43-21 your final. And Cody, final thoughts from you as the Greenbacks have to travel to Hoisington now on the road.
Just like Coach Holting said, put it behind you. You got to go watch some film, make some grades, mark some things, and then you put it behind you and don't talk about it again and move on to next week.
Thanks for everyone for traveling. Thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight. That'll do it for us here in Cheney. Final score, Cheney 43, Pratt 21. For Carl Rada back in the studio, Cody Eastis, I've been Austin McNorton saying so long, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks for everybody watching. If you stuck around this long, appreciate it. I think me and Austin are the last people left in this stadium as it is pouring out now.
We're not going anywhere.
We're going to wrap it up here, and maybe we'll try to do this again next week at Hoisington. We'll see.
Nowhere. Where did this come from?
Hope it was good. That's going to do it, folks. Yeah, just absolutely pouring out. Let's see if we can. I'm going to see if we can show this real quick before.
You do? Why?
Let's see here. This is our view now. Yeah, if you're still tuned in, that's what we got over here.